Ho, ho, ho. Welcome in another week at Chatterbox Bengals. Hopefully able to pick up my first win of the year. As always, Jacob Tissett here taking you through the entire game. Craig Sandlin going to join me afterwards for a post-game show. Can't wait for this one. Don't care how bad the team is, how low vibes might be. Always exciting to play on Sunday Night Football. Always exciting to be here on Chatterbox Bengals with you guys. How we feeling? I'm very optimistic. Should have had that light on beforehand. That's my bad, you guys. But we're here and we're ready to rock. One side of the ball, we know what to expect. The other side's going to be fantastic. So, we'll see what happens. Something about Sunday Night Football. It's always been my favorite of the primetime games. One and four. Doesn't get much more must win than this one. Whew. Dealing with something here. I decided if the Bengals season was going to be on the line in a primetime game, I might as well just back them with everything I got. So I went and dumped it out on Bengals money line, and we're here. We're ready to rock. Malik Neighbors inactive for his second straight game. Obviously, great young player in this league. Would love to see him playing. Would be lying if I said I wasn't a little excited to see him out. And then Devin Singletary, the Giants running back, a guy that really torched the Bengals last year as a part of the Houston Texans. He's also inactive today, leaving them with Tyrone Tracy, the rookie out of Purdue, as their starting running back. We'll see some Eric Gray as well. Kayvon Thibodeau out. Placed on the injured reserve yesterday for the Giants. So one of those two pass rushers is not going to be a threat this week, though the Bengals offensive line has done a very, very good job. Definitely worried about Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, and the rest of the Giants, front. So gonna need to run the ball well. Gonna need to be effective in the pass game. Some moderately upsetting news for a lot of fans who were really high on Jermaine Burton out of the draft. He was inactive today. Healthy scratch for this game. Trenton Irwin active yet again. So swapping roster spots there are the two of those. Definitely unfortunate for a guy that we hoped was going to be able to take over for T. Higgins next year. When T. Higgins moves on, but alas, he's not even shown enough promise to this coaching staff to be a wide receiver 3 or 4 on this depth chart on game day, which is very upsetting. But got to focus on the guys that are active and are on the field. Got to fix that. Returned out to the 31. Bengals are going to get the ball first. Need to capitalize here. Bengals first down. Chase Brown in the backfield. Burrow takes the shotgun snap, fires to Brown on a little swing pass. So explosive, Chase Brown, ladies and gentlemen. So explosive, able to get out for a modest gain there on first down. Some slight technical difficulties as we get underway here, but I'm getting it figured out for you guys, and then we'll be able to lock in. Burrow checks it down to Brown there. There we go. We're back. 3rd and 5 for this Bengals offense. Need to get on the board here early. Need to get a lead. Third and 6 for the Bengals. 14:20 on the clock. See some people asking for a clock update. 14:20. Just took the snap. 19-18, 17. Burrow scrambles for the first down and much more out to the 45. 14:13 on the clock and ticking. If you're ahead, that's just fine. More than welcome to pause your stream and get closer to sync up with me, but completely understand if you want to stay ahead. I'm going to try to not look at the chat until in between plays to keep it as spoiler-free for myself as possible. I do have Jamar Chase over 12.5 first quarter receiving yards. Would love to see him getting in on the action here quickly. A handoff up the gut to Moss. It's about 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6 or 7. Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence, the first two names on this Sunday Night Football intro, the defense graphic for the Giants. Two great players. Brian Burns, a guy that I wasn't necessarily as high on originally as some other people, but he's been a very good player at Carolina and then both to start his career here in New York. 2nd and 5 for the Bengals. Burrow in the shotgun, fakes the handoff and fires to Higgins, who tries to make a man miss. It's Deonte Banks, the rookie out of Maryland. Higgins for the first down and a few more. 1st and 10 for the Bengals. Just under 13 minutes here in the first quarter. T. Higgins is just such a good player. Would love to see this Bengals front office find a way to extend both of these guys, both of these big-time difference makers. I'm a big Tyrone Tracy believer. Quinn Stott talking some garbage in the chat. Tyrone Tracy's a great ball player. Maybe a little more explosive than Devin Singletary. Burrow fires towards Gesicki on a wheel route, but it sails out of bounds. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Bengals. I am going to be very upset if a Giants offense without Devin Singletary or Malik Neighbors is able to terrorize this defense as the last few offenses have. That would be very unfortunate. 2nd and 10 for the Bengals on this opening drive. Chase in motion to the bottom of your screen. Burrow drops back, pumps towards Chase, and he's brought down. He escapes for a second, but he's brought down. It's Brian Burns. This pass rush always going to be an issue. And on the first play of the game, Orlando Brown gets beat across his face. And Burrow gets brought down. If I'm not mistaken, that's the first sack Orlando Brown has allowed this year. The first pass rush loss for Orlando Brown this year, if I'm not mistaken. 3rd and 18 for the Bengals on this opening drive. Backed up almost to midfield. 47-yard line. And this is either going to be a timeout or a delay of game. It seems like Taylor was able to get the timeout in here. Bengals have to burn their first timeout on their first drive of the game. Not a very efficient process. Love these montages of Joe Burrow messing with his wrist. Friendly reminder that he leads the NFL in almost all quarterback statistics. I think he's just fine. But here we are again. It's going to be a story for the entire year until the Bengals start ripping off some wins. And there's nothing else you can You can blame it on. 3rd and 18. Big, long third down here on the first drive. Gonna need a major play here from number 9. Always talk about how he has to be perfect. Burrow runs again. Another third down run, and he's going. 30, 20, 10. Can he get in? He does! He gets in! Dual threat! Dual threat! Oh, Lamar Jackson's the dual threat quarterback in the league. That's a 30-yard scamper for 9. What a guy. What a guy. 45-yard scamper. What am I talking about 30 yards? 45-yard run for number 9. Who says he's not dual threat? Pocket passer? No. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. You guys know what that means. It means we sing the song. Hear the Bengal growling, mean and angry. Here he comes a prowling, lean and hungry. An offensive brute, hoo hoo hoo. Run passer boot, hoo hoo hoo. And defensively he's rough, tough. Cincinnati Bengals, that's the team we're gonna cheer to victory. Touchdown Bengals, put some points up on that board and win the game for Cincinnati. Let's go, baby. Joe, you're incredible. Joe, you're incredible. Oh, man. Oh, man. I see a lot of you guys are ahead of me on the stream here. I'm watching it on no free ads, but I'm watching it on Spectrum. I'm going to give the Peacock stream a go. See if that's doing better. If not, I'll go right back. What a first drive. What a first drive. There we go, 9. 7-0 lead. Oh, love that. Love that. Whew. Lamar who? Joe freaking Burrow, baby. Let's go. Let's go. What a start to the game. What a start to the game. I don't know. Let me look it up. What's his Madden speed right now? Because it needs to get better. I've been playing a lot of Madden. Still been stuck on NCAA. 83 speed. Joe Burrow only has 83 speed in Madden. Bump that sucker up. Bump that sucker up. What are we talking about? What are we talking about an 83 speed? It's a 47-yard touchdown. We're talking about 83 speed. Need a third down conversion. 3rd and long. Backed up. First drive of the game. Doesn't matter. He'll get it with his legs. What a play, 9. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. Here we go, baby. Here we go, baby. Defense, show me something. Longest touchdown run by a Bengal quarterback ever. Longest touchdown run by a Bengal quarterback ever, 47 yards. I believe that's the stat that they just said on this broadcast. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Last week, Reed Mouse, friend of the program, Chatterbox, legend Reed Mouse, we were talking about that first game of his career against the Vikings when Joe Burrow had the rushing touchdown, whether that might have been the longest rush of his career, obviously out the window now. What a run there by Burrow. Incredible to see. Need the defense to step up here against an offense with 0 weapons. 0 weapons. Mark, you said you needed that. Boy, oh boy, so did I. Guys, let's make sure we're liking the stream. That's a great first drive there by the Bengals without any likes on this freaking stream, guys. So let's get those likes up. Keep this sucker rolling all night long. Jones fires on the first play of the game. Cam Taylor-Britt in that back pocket, but Slayton able to bring it in. thoughts and prayers out to John Silvani, friend in the chat. Always hate to hear bad news like that. Hopefully we can get a big-time win for the Bengals here to help pick everyone up. Daniel Jones loaning the shotgun on 1st and 10, fires into the flat, and it's way out in front of Wan'Dale Robinson. It's going to fall incomplete. Daniel Jones always seems to play his best when it's his last year in town, when his contract's about to be up, when when everyone's out on him. Incredible. 2nd and 10 here. Daniel Jones rolls out. Some decent pressure by the Bengals forces him to throw it out of bounds. Slayton, Stone, and DJ Turner, all three in the area. A lot of interesting actives and inactives for the Bengals now. Lou Anarumo, longest tenured defensive coordinator with the team, tied with Steve Spagnuolo in Kansas City. Bengals showing pressure here. Both linebackers at the line of scrimmage. Geno Stone lined up on the edge. Love these white jerseys. Some of the best in the league. Jalen Davis drops out. The linebackers come. Stuffed by Cam Taylor-Britt. Great play on 3rd and 10 to chop him down before the sticks. 4th down. Going to force a punt here. I got 10:35 and ticking on my clock here. I think the Peacock option is a little bit better than on NBC. Charlie Jones back for the punt return. 4th and 3, getting a stop on the first drive. What a phenomenal thing for the defense, for the vibes here, because no one has faith in this defense. So great to see them getting a little bit boost there. The first drive of the game. Booming punt here, caught by Jones at the 6. He crosses the 10 and goes out of bounds at about the 16. There is a flag on the field, though. Holding on the Bengals on John Meta, the rookie linebacker from Wisconsin. It's going to back the Bengals up a little bit here, but they're up 7 after both teams' first drives. Defense able to get a stop, not something we're used to saying. 3 ampersand out. That's absolutely right, chat. That's absolutely right. Make sure we're liking the stream, guys. Defense looks good. Offense looks good to start. It's a great place to be. Let it go in the end zone. A lot of the sentiment I'm seeing here. Yeah, I totally agree. I don't really know why Charlie Jones loves catching the ball inside the 10 and around the 5, but he always does it. I think that first punt return touchdown for Charlie Jones in his NFL career maybe jogs something in his head that makes him think he has to return everything. Need to keep seeing the defense get a stop so I can believe that the defense can get a stop, because I really don't. At this point, I don't know. Great to start to the game, making me a little bit more optimistic maybe in how this season can go. Maybe we just shut them out tonight, right? Maybe we just shut them out tonight. Giants shut out 35-0. Well, no, we'll make over-bettors happy. What is it, 44-0? We'll go 44-0. That'd make me happy. It'd make me pretty optimistic about this Bengals team for the rest of the season. Defense has to keep playing well. Keep stacking stops. A lot of conversation about the Ohio State Oregon game, a great college football game, a loss for the Buckeyes, my Buckeyes, Mark Fetter's Buckeyes. A lot of people in the chat, Buckeye fans. Obviously, a big time overlap here in Cincinnati. Well, just to Columbus, just over an hour away. But yeah, Upsetting loss for the Buckeyes, but, really a great team in Oregon, and Austin's a hard place to play. But if you want to hear us talk about that, make sure you tune in to Off the Bench, 10 to 12, Monday through Friday, right here on Chatterbox Sports. It's the daily sports talk show here at Chatterbox. Myself, Elliot Riera, and Casey McAllister, and hosted by Justin Kinner. It's a great time. Talk about everything Cincinnati and national sports related. But right here, right now, we're locked in on the Bengals. And the Bengals are backed up. Ball on the 3. Joe Burrow stands in the end zone. It's a handoff up the gut to Zach Moss, who can't make anyone miss. It gets stacked up at the line for no gain, maybe even a loss of 1. L. Rollins, Chase Brown is not out. He's already had a few carries tonight. If I'm not mistaken, he's already had a few carries tonight. At least one. I think a couple, though. So, yeah, Chase Brown is active, and he's in the game. Has been in the game. Burrow backed up in the end zone. Zach Moss next to him. Burrow fires to Chase. Makes one man kind of miss. Gets close to the sticks, but not enough. It's going to be a 3rd and 1. 3rd and short. $30 catches for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. You just can't help but think about what some of these offensive numbers for guys like Burrow and Chase would look like if they didn't just, have a goose egg in week 1. Absolutely no production by the offense against a really bad Patriots team. These guys could be on track for some historic seasons, even if they are already. Burrow stacked up, gets away, still scrambling, throws the ball away. Great work by Burrow to avoid the sack, but just throws the ball out of bounds. 4th and 1, backed up deep in their own territory. The Bengals are going to be forced to punt. Great play by Burrow to get out of that sack. Azeez Ojulari just gets right across Amarius Mims' face. Joe Burrow scrambles into the end zone. Dangerous play. Could have been brought down for a safety, but able to get the ball out of bounds. Great play by Burrow. Here's where we get to see Ryan Rico shine. Backed up in his own end zone. The Giants take a timeout before this 4th and 1. Brian Daboll wants to talk it over with his defense. Rico obviously been talked about a lot over the last week or so with that missed hold against Baltimore. But his leg's been great. One of the best punters in the league statistically so far this season. Hopefully he can get a good one here. Azeez Ojulari just completely whoops Amarius Mims, untouched across his face, and somehow Burrow able to shake loose and get the ball away to avoid the loss of yardage. But wow, that's a scary play for Joe Burrow. Completely off the blind side. Could have seriously lowered the boom there. Ryan Rico from his own end zone. This one feels good, but obviously hard to tell on a TV broadcast. Backed up to the 35 and tackled right away. Great play by Tyson Anderson. The backup safety's had some injury issues in his career, but when he's been healthy, man, is he a great player on special teams. Great way to chop down that returner without any kind of return there. Phenomenal. That is a great punt. That is an absolutely great punt. Such a big change this year having Ryan Rico instead of Brad Robbins. Brad Robbins, a liability on 4th downs, almost always giving the opponent short fields. But Ryan Rico, a great job there to keep them inside their own 35, I believe, off a punt from your own end zone. So really a great job there by Rico. A great find by the Bengals as an undrafted free agent signing. Just sitting there after the draft. Bengals brought in a few guys to battle it out for the spot. He wins it out and he keeps it even after Brad Robbins' injury. So just phenomenal work by the Bengals front office. It's easy to kill them when they make mistakes. So important to credit them when they get something right, and they certainly seem like they did in Rico so far. It's the one thing I hate about primetime games, folks. It's the commercials. The commercial breaks seem much longer in primetime games. Maybe that's because I'm just used to watching 7 hours of commercial-free football. But at these primetime games, man, it feels like they take forever to get through the 60 minutes. Rave Damsey says, get this win. We're just one game back from the wild card. That's right. That's right. Rest of the season, we just beat the teams we're supposed to beat. We're right still in the thick of this thing. So it's easy to say the season's over, and for most people it might be, but we have Joe Burrow at quarterback. Stack a few wins here, get back on track, and then maybe we can start to believe again. I said last week what it takes for me to believe. 5-5 after week 10. I don't care how we get there, but 5-5 after week 10. Or better, obviously. And I'm back in. So as soon as we pick up that 5th win, I'll be back in on this team, hopefully just 4 weeks away. Sitting at 1-4 right now. 7-0 lead Bengals have on the Giants. It's 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Handoff to Tyrone Tracy up the gut, and he's stuffed by B.J. Hill and Sheldon Rankins. Great to see those two back in the lineup together. Rankin's been banged up since that Chiefs game early in the season. Great play there by Rankins and Hill. Hopefully the return of Rankins and the infusion of him with Chris Jenkins, who we haven't seen them overlap at all yet. Having those two guys hopefully enough to be a catalyst to really improve this defense as we wait for the rest of the season. Trey Hendrickson and Sam Hubbard as your edge rushers. Pass tipped at the line as it's intended for Wan'Dale Robinson. Von Bell in his grill, and that ball falls incomplete. Defense looks a lot better so far tonight. Defense looks much better so far tonight. B.J. Hill. Obviously interesting for him to have a good game tonight. We all hope he does, but B.J. Hill sent to the Bengals from the Giants for former first-round pick Billy Price. Virtually a straight swap between the two teams. B.J. Hill for Billy Price. Bengals fans, I know, probably everyone remembers Billy Price, or if you don't, that wouldn't be that much of a surprise either. That's somewhat expected, but man, B.J. Hill's been a difference maker. And there we see Jermaine Pratt bring down Daniel Jones. Great pressure by this Bengals defense. Going to force a 4th down, but there is a flag on the field. And Pratt looks upset. Looks like this one might be on the Bengals, but we'll wait for the call. Holding on DJ Turner on a play that gets a sack. Should have been a 3-and-out. But a hold on the back end is going to move the ball for a 1st down. Darius Slayton tries to cut back against DJ Turner, and DJ Turner just takes him down. Wraps his hand around his waist. Jermaine Pratt misses on Daniel Jones the first go-around, but doesn't make the same mistake the second time. Brings him down for a sack, but it's null and void for a hold in the back end. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Giants. Ball's on their 40. It's a quick pass. Jet motion to Wan'Dale Robinson. He's out for about 7 yards. 6 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 4. Wan'Dale Robinson, one of the most receptions in the entire league so far this year. 3rd in the NFL in both targets and receptions through week 5 in 2024. Just a great breakout type season so far for a young player out of Nebraska and Kentucky. Really talented young receiver. Very undersized, but quick twitch speed. He can make guys miss. Handoff up the gut here to Tyrone Tracy, who's chopped down in the backfield, able to fall forward for about a 1-yard gain. McKinley Jackson in the game on that one. Mike Ackley, good evening. Welcome in. Happy to have you. McKinley Jackson and Jenkins in the middle, the two rookies on that play. Joseph Osai on the outside. Jenkins does a great job of stuffing it up. Sam Hubbard just cuts straight across, makes a phenomenal play to blow that one up. Great job by Sam Hubbard over the last few weeks to make some really good plays, hopefully trending in the right direction. Mike Ackley says it'd be cool if the Bengals won. I couldn't agree more. Certainly hope so. Jones drops back, and he's able to find an open receiver. It's Slayton, and he spins out of one tackle and able to find many more for a first down. Brian Dable, an offensive coordinator at Alabama, with Tua Tagovailoa. In Buffalo with Josh Allen. And then now, obviously, the head coach here in New York, Daniel Jones, at the helm of the offense. And he's had some good showings out of Daniel Jones. The playoff year, they were able to beat the Vikings, NFC North champion Vikings. Obviously hasn't been great since. There's a screen pass to Tracy, able to pick up a first down for the Giants. Bengals defense seemingly reverting a little bit here after that first down penalty. Seems like this is more of the unit that we've come to expect this year. Tyrone Tracy a check down just about midfield, and he takes it all the way down inside the 30. Maverick, welcome to the stream. We appreciate it so much. Make sure you guys like the stream. He's absolutely right. Hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're liking the stream. Go ahead and subscribe to Chatterbox Sports for so much more Bengals, Reds, all sports content. Daniel Jones finds Robinson across the middle without Malik Neighbors. Robinson's going to be used a lot in this offense tonight. Robinson able to get open on a slant and find the first down yardage. This defense really seems like that first drive punt might have just been a one-off. Wan'Dale Robinson wide open. Wide open. Daniel Jones rolls out. He fires, hand in his face. It's popped up. That could be picked. It is! Pratt, baby! Let's go! Keep running out across the 30, 35. Brought down by a few linemen. Great play, Jermaine Pratt, but that's made possible by the defensive line pressure. Was it B.J. Hill? It might have been. There we go. A play-action rollout there for Daniel Jones. It is B.J. Hill in his grill. Hand right under that throwing arm. Pops the ball up. Picked off by Pratt right near the goal line at the 3-yard line. Able to take it out beyond the 30. That's a great play by the defense. That's what we need to see. Give me some INTs in the chat. Give me some 57s in the chat. Give me some Ds in the chat. Let's go, man. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. That was great. B.J. Hill coming back home, if you will. The team that drafted him. The team that traded him. He's showing them what they're missing. Great play to get some pressure there. Love that. Love that. Bengals ball, 7-0. Let's capitalize. Love you, Ryan Rico. Love what you've been able to do. But, man, I would much, much prefer some touchdowns. Mike Ack, how we doing? You're a good man, Maverick. Keep reminding the people. Hit that like button. Oh, that's right, game day. Welcome in. That's right, Mike. I did. I sure did. I sure did say that. It's a good start, folks. It's a good start. That's the Lou Anarumo defense I know. Right? We all know that. Lou Anarumo's defense, pretty repulsive between the 20s, but once you get down there, it's time to toughen up. And they're not quite in the red zone, but oh no, sorry, yeah, after the Wan'Dale Robinson catch, they were in the red zone. Ball was on the Cincinnati 14 when B.J. Hill made the difference, popping that ball up for Jermaine Pratt to pick it off. Great play by the defense. That's what you need to see when you get down in the red zone. Look, when you're paying the offense as much money as you're paying our offense, defense isn't always going to have a ton of superstar players. It's not always going to be the best unit, and we've heard myself and Elliot on Off the Bench talk time and time again and how we don't need this team to have the number one defense because I think they have the number one offense. We just need a defense that's fine. We need a defense that's able to to do enough. Get a few stops a game so the offense doesn't have to be perfect and score on every single drive. And maybe that's what we're starting to see now as we get back healthy. I don't think Lou Anarumo became a bad defensive coordinator overnight. I think these guys are going to figure out a way to get a little bit better. Little swing pass to Chase Brown. Out close to a first down. If not, it's going to be second and very short. David Shaw says it's the Giants. Relax. Man, when this defense has looked as bad as they have against anyone, I'm gonna be pretty excited if they look good. I know it's only been a few drives, but Andy Dalton and the Panthers hung 24 on them. So level of competition hasn't mattered so far this year. They've been equal opportunity points allowers. Burrow under center, Eric All in motion. It's a handoff up the gut to Chase Brown, who breaks through the line. He always seems to find a way through the hole and into the second level. He's such an exciting runner. Joe Mixon had a great game earlier today, but I say it time and time again, I'm incredibly happy with how this Bengals offensive backfield is starting to shape out. Chase Brown and Zach Moss, I think, is a really special duo that is able to, complement each other very well. Eric All in the motion. Joe Burrow under center again. Chase Brown behind him. It's a pitch to the outside. No, it's a fake. Burrow checks down. It's tipped. Dangerous pass. Ooh-hoo. Whoo. Dangerous pass. Eerily similar to that Daniel Jones play when that ball gets tipped. It's always fair game. Yet again, Amarius Mims. Oh, no, I apologize. Amarius Mims blocked down, so it was the unblocked player. Number 55 gets his hand up, tips the ball, falls harmlessly to the ground. Very, very lucky for Joe Burrow in this Bengals offense. 3rd and 3. Burrow in the empty. Moss motioning in, so he's not alone. Burrow drops back, fires, caught by T. Higgins. First down for 5. What a special player. I would love to re-sign him so I can get a number 5 jersey. I love me some T. Higgins. One of my favorite Bengals of all time. Really just a great player and a great guy. Absolutely adore T. Higgins. Going to be a sad day when he walks out of this building, but a great 3rd down conversion there, always so sure-handed, is number 5. Pitch to Chase Brown, who runs into Drew Sample's back and bounces back towards the line of scrimmage. Game Day makes a great point. So far, this 2024 draft class looks great. I couldn't agree more. It's going to save this Bengals team if these guys continue to trend in the direction they're trending in. Obviously, would like to see more out of Jermaine Burton. We talk about it a lot, but the rest of these 2024 picks, or at least most of the ones we've seen so far, have looked very, very good for a team that hasn't hit on very many draft picks at all. Whew. This would be nice. Handoff up the gut to Moss. Makes a man miss. Gets through the middle. Still driving his legs in the pile. It's going to be a 3rd and short. 3rd and 2 or 3. Big time 3rd down for the Bengals. Certainly don't want back-to-back punts. Have to wonder if maybe you're in 4-down territory here. 3rd and 3. First down marker right about the 40. It's a handoff up the gut to Zach Moss, and he's swallowed. Absolutely swallowed by Brian Burns. Man. Absolutely swallowed by Brian Burns on that play. Why is Mike Gesicki in blocking there? Why is Mike Gesicki in blocking? I see some O-line there. Some O-line hate in the chat. Absolutely not. Not on the O-line. I don't know why Mike Gesicki's in there blocking. You have many, many, many better blocking tight ends. Drew Sample, Eric All. Certainly better options at that position. When you're trying to block Brian Burns, I don't know why you'd be having a pseudo slot receiver take that role, but leave it to Zach Taylor and Dan Pitcher to draw it up. 4th and 7, that throws 4th down territory out the window. Bengals are going to have to punt it away. 69 of you guys in here right now. That's awesome. Thank you for sticking along. But let's make sure we're hitting that like button. Let's make sure we're hitting that like button. Drive these likes up. I think that might be why the Bengals offense seems to have sputtered a little bit there. We don't have enough thumbs up in the chat. Got to get these going so this offense can turn it around. We know what we need from Joe Burrow and these guys. In order to get a win, we need perfect play. We need points. And right now we're not getting it. And quite honestly, I don't want to put the blame on you guys, but we need to be better. We need to be better out here. We can't put all the pressure on them. We need to be better ourselves. And part of that comes with liking the stream and being in the chat here. So David Shaw, that's a phenomenal point. A phenomenal point. I'm fine with the play call, not fine with the personnel package. I absolutely agree. I think a handoff there to Zach Moss is a pretty decent play call, but I would have had quite literally any other active tight end blocking Brian Burns on that play. I can't see why in the world you would have Mike Gesicki there, who we knew when he signed here, he was going to be like a slot receiver type player, not a guy that I would have blocking one of the better edge rushers that we're going to play this year. Brian Burns is a problem so far, Matt. You're right. And I think it's a little bit of my fault. Maverick, you tell him. You're doing the Lord's work out here. I love it. Why not all is a great question. Great question, David Shaw. Here we go, folks. Bengals about to punt it away here at the start of the second quarter. 1 quarter down in the Meadowlands on Sunday Night Football. Ryan Rico stands at his own 40, about to kick this one away. Steps forward towards the 35 and boots it. This one's headed towards the 15, and it's fair caught at the 14. So inside the 15 for Ryan Rico, another really, really good punt. Always love the primetime graphics. The primetime graphics package, there's always something crazy. And right now we got some Danny Dimes being printed. All right, defense, we need it again. We need another stop. Give me some 3 ampersand outs in the chat. Do we will that one to existence? Do I steal that one? Read option for Daniel Jones, and it's not going to be a 3 and out. It's a first down for Daniel Jones on the read option keeper. It's a good read option, just a big-time hole in the middle of that defense. I don't know that the Bengals necessarily ready for Daniel Jones' scramble there, though they should have been. He had the second highest. You can see it there on that bottom ticker coming across now when we get into rushing yards here after these receivers on the bottom ticker. Daniel Jones drops back. Hendrickson across the face. Hendrickson able to bring him down, and he is. Let's go. It's nice to not be playing Lamar Jackson this week. Hendrickson able to bring down Daniel Jones. Great play by the Bengals' elite edge rusher. Very, very few better in the game than Hendrickson, and he's able to win against one of the league's best tackles in Andrew Thomas. Hendrickson versus Thomas. Best on best. Nowhere else to spin that one. Andrew Thomas, an all-pro level left tackle, and we all in Cincinnati, we all know what Trey Hendrickson is. A great play there by 91 to get the sack. Now 1 apiece for both defenses. A QB draw for Daniel Jones, able to get many yards out almost towards the 30 for Daniel Jones. It's going to bring up a 3rd down for this Giants offense, but a big chunk for the dual threat quarterback. As I was saying before that sack, Daniel Jones rushing prop, second biggest behind Tyrone Tracy on this Giants team. With Devin Singletary out, you would normally think, hey, all right, there's two other running backs, two guys that we're going to get in the mix. But no, the number 2 expected rusher for the Giants is Daniel Jones, and 2 rushes for 25 yards so far tonight. That seems to be holding true. Jones in the shotgun. Fires deep across the middle, and oh, baby. Just outside the reach of Wan'Dale Robinson. Not great coverage. Certainly had a step, but B.J. Hill yet again in the face of Daniel Jones, making a difference. Great to see B.J. Hill playing like this. He really looks great. Really, really looks great. All right, guys, it's 3rd down. Pardon me, that was the 3rd down stop. It's 4th down now. Punter on the field. Giants kick it away. Decent pressure there by the Bengals punt return team, but Charlie Jones going to catch it right about his own 15. Makes one man miss out to the 30. Brought down at the 30-yard line. That's where Joe Burrow and the offense is going to take over. Pass rush looks decent. You're absolutely right. Pass rush looks decent. I don't know. Maybe this defense is taking a step. I don't know. B.J. Hill's footballing. That's absolutely right. Footballing. It's amazing what a little pressure can do. You got to be able to get home. You got to be able to get home. And even bigger, you got to be able to bring guys down. Got to be able to bring guys down. And that was the issue last week. We had a ton of pressures, more pressures than we had all year, but Lamar Jackson just able to get out of it and throw the ball away sometimes, and sometimes make some touchdowns or some other big chunk plays out of it. So certainly a little bit different this week playing against Daniel Jones. Still a dual threat, but a big-time tackle there by Trey Hendrickson. Got to be able to bring guys down on the pressures. Offense needs to score. Offense needs to start capitalizing here. Look, we can't keep doing this. We can't keep punting. I can't rely on this defense all day long. We got to put some points on the board. It's 7-0. Jamar Chase, I don't believe, hit his first quarter receiving total. That's incredibly upsetting. A few yards away. That's upsetting. Jacob's bets are falling fast in this one, but it all comes down to a Bengals money line, and we're right back. Remind me to stop complimenting the defense, Molly. I think we're all on the same boat. We just want any reason to talk good about these guys. And when they get a few stops, we're going to do that. So a first quarter shutout, baby steps. We'll take it. We'll take it for sure. We need points. We need points for sure. Absolutely need points. Can't make the Giants' defense look this good. Play action, fake the handoff to Moss. Burrow loads up, but whatever the deep option was is covered. Burrow scrambling, fires. Ball lands at Amarius Mims' feet. I have to assume that's going to be intentional grounding. I don't think that got back to the line of scrimmage. I think that's going to be grounding. Dang. Move the Bengals back. Stay behind the sticks. $14-yard loss for Joe Burrow and this Bengals offense on that intentional grounding call. Burrow saying he was outside the tackle box, maybe? Because that ball certainly didn't land in the vicinity of a receiver. No, absolutely inside the tackle box. Scrambles out, but then right back in. Promptly in the middle of it when the ball lands at Mims' feet. No arguments there. 2nd and 24 for the Bengals. Burrow in the backfield, flanked by Moss and Chase. Chase, slight motion, runs a wheel, but Burrow finds Moss, who makes one man miss, but a swarm of Giants defenders able to bring him down for just a 3-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 21. 3rd and 21, certainly not ideal. A Giants team that I would like to be beating a little bit more handily than just 7-0, especially when the defense is playing pretty well. 77 rushing yards so far for the offense, 30 passing yards for this Bengals team. An unbalanced attack in the exact opposite way that you would expect. 5 first downs on this young game, just under 12 minutes to go in the first half. 7-point lead for the Bengals, 3rd and 22. Burrow drops back to fire, and he checks it down to Chase, who can't make enough men miss. Gets out to the 29-yard line. It's going to be 4th down, and the Bengals are going to punt yet again. 4 drives, 3 punts for this Bengals offense. 1 punt inside the 20 so far for Rico, a long of 55. We'll see what he has in the bag right here. He booms this one away. And it lands inside the 20. This one's going to be returned. A good tackle by Tyson Anderson. Cleaned up by Joseph Osai. Returner looks like he might be shaken up on the play, but great coverage by this Bengals special teams unit. Aaron Simmons has these boys ready to play. That's back-to-back great punt coverages. Oh, no. The Bengals barbershop graphic is bad. Bad news. Bad news, Bengals barbershop graphic. I could have went my whole life without seeing that Bengals barbershop graphic. But alas, here we are. 7-0 lead. Giants ball inside their own 20. 11 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Handoff up the gut, and it's stuffed by who else but our old friend, Jordan Battle, in the game, making a difference. Love to see the young safety in the game, a rookie last year who showed a lot of promise. And then this year we've seen almost exclusively Von Bell and Geno Stone, which we all know has not been good enough. So very, very good to see Jordan Battle in there making a play. Make sure we're liking the stream, guys. It's 2nd and 7. We get those likes up. This defense will hold on. Logan Wilson brings down Eric Gray, but he falls forward. It's going to be 3rd and a little shorter. Are we Iowa? I sure hope not. Geno Stone, DJ Turner, Jalen Davis, and Jordan Battle. Jordan Battle, Geno Stone safety duo. Very, very exciting to see. Hopefully can make a difference. Oh, Von Bell also in the game. Three-man rush, but able to get some pressure. Jones has to run, and he has enough space for the first down. He runs lateral across the line. He reaches out. I believe he got it, but it's going to come down to the spot. They give it to him. First down for the Giants, just barely beyond that yellow line. Jordan, welcome in. How are we? Hope we're doing well. Hope this Bengals defense would do a little bit better. Trey Hendrickson against Andrew Thomas. The matchup we're all watching, all-pro versus all-pro. Thomas wins that one. Little jersey pull on the edge there by Wan'Dale Robinson, but he lets go, and DJ Turner able to make the stop. Good hit by Logan Wilson to try to keep Daniel Jones short of that line, but just unable to do so. 1st and 10 for the Giants. Hendrickson rushing on Thomas again, unable to get anywhere. Check down, able to pick up the first down. Out to the 40 is Tyrone Tracy on the check down from Daniel Jones. Giants O-line coach looks like just a few years ago Brian Dable. Same beard, same bald head. Just a couple more LBs, which we all know Dable has lost a bunch of in the last few years. 1st and 10 for the Giants. Jones in the shotgun. Pass rush, Miles Murphy this time against Thomas. It's a deep ball firing and outside of the reach of Darius Slayton. Good coverage there. But it's plays like that when you have to do a little sigh of relief that Malik Neighbors is not in the game, because you know that one's going to Neighbors. You know that deep shot's going to Malik Neighbors. And that's a much scarier proposition than Darius Slayton. But a nice double move out route. Out and up. DJ Turner 6 with the receiver, stays in his back pocket. It's a bad throw, but great coverage there by Turner. Would have been a hard catch, even if it was a good throw. Defense looks a lot better. 8 minutes here in the first half of a 7-0 game. Jones drops back to pass. There's a flag down. It's a pass to the tight end for about 5 yards. He's chopped down right at the point of catch, but we'll check the flag from before the snap. Illegal motion for that Giants offense. It's going to be 2nd down if we move him back a little bit. Here we go, Bengals defense. Keep it up. Keep it up. Draw up the gut. Tyrone Tracy stacked at the line of scrimmage by Mike Hilton. He's so good around the line tackling for a corner, especially an undersized corner at that. One of the best slot corners in the entire league is Hilton. So good. That's a great play. To change directions like that, bailing out into coverage, putting your foot in the ground and flying forward. 3rd and 15 now for this Giants offense. Jones in the shotgun. Bringing 3, but unable to get pressure. BJ Hill flops as if there's a hole, but I don't see a flag. Jones runs, but not able to get the first down. It's going to be 4th and about 5. Have to assume the Giants punt here. Good pressure for only rushing 3. Able to get Jones off of his spot. Don't let him get comfortable. 6 Bengals defenders lined up across the line to gain. The Bengals simply were not going to allow an easy pitch and catch just beyond that line. They were going to make it hard on this Giants offense. I like that play call. A little bit more conservative than bringing pressure, but if it works, it works. Punt here for the Giants offense. Bengals defense does their job. Bengals offense going to hope to start to do theirs at some point today. Going to need a long drive with 6:19 left in this first half of Sunday Night Football, Bengals and the Giants. Interesting when I watch the Giants, hand up, haven't watched a whole lot of Giants football over the last few years, but when I watch the Giants here, I can't help but wonder, where's Jalen Hyatt? Jalen Hyatt, the Tennessee wide receiver, 2021 Biletnikoff winner. 2022 Biletnikoff winner. Really good player statistically at Tennessee. First round draft pick for this Giants team. And tonight, just 1 catch on 1 target for 6 yards. You have to think with Malik Neighbors out, maybe he would have a bigger role in this offense, but no. Don't see it. Don't see him at all, which is very bizarre. How many first-round pick wide receivers have just disappeared? Doesn't seem like a long list. Offense needs to score here. 7-0 half is not going to cut it. 7-0 half is not going to cut it. I'm nervous, gents. I don't know why the offense is going to stop playing elite if the defense is going to start playing well. We need them to sync up. We need them to sync up. Just because the defense is figuring it out a little bit doesn't mean the offense can take plays off. We got to get going. Yeah, RoboBuck, we know about John Ross. We know about John Ross. Offense needs to wake up, Mark. That's right. What happened to the no doubt 30 points? Another recent one, Sky Moore. An early pick for the Chiefs that just never really panned out. Sean Connor asking for a play to T. Higgins, but I bet on Jamar Chase. So I'm going to ask for a play to Jamar Chase, but certainly won't be mad about either one. David Shaw, I believe you're talking about Henry Ruggs III from Alabama. A little bit more to his story, though, than not being a good enough football player. Burrow in the I formation hands the ball off up the gut to Chase Brown. Again, able to maneuver his way through the line and pick up some decent yardage. Broadcast says that Joe Burrow goes to sleep right about this time on a normal night. An early bedtime for the Bengals franchise quarterback. Drew Sample in motion. Two tight ends at the top of your screen. Gesicki and Sample. Brown, Chase, Higgins across the bottom of your screen. Burrow drops back, fires, caught by Higgins. He's able to fight one runner off. Out to the 30, 35, and out close to the 40. Great play for T. Higgins. 5:30 left here in the first half. Darius Hayward-Bay, great name. Love the chat just throwing out old wide receiver names. But a great play there by Joe Burrow. Two T. Higgins pick up the first down and keep moving this ball on a drive here. 6:30, hopefully right before the end of the half, able to add to this Bengals score. T. Higgins, 3 catches tonight for 41 yards. In the games that he has played this year, he has more targets than Jamar Chase. Wouldn't be so quick to call him a wide receiver, too. There's another great catch by Higgins on a ball thrown behind him. A great play to stick with it and hold on. Higgins is a special player. Behind his ball, tips it, basically pops it up and catches it a second time. Way to hang on to the ball through all the contact. Great play by 5. Just a special player. I really, really hope there's a way to keep him in Cincinnati. 8 of 13 for 80 yards for Joe Burrow. Lines up under center. Eric All motions behind him. It's a pitch to Brown. Cuts through the line, makes one man miss. Fights to the line of scrimmage. A little bit short. It's going to be a loss of about a yard. Third down for this Bengals offense in a drive where you would really, really like to see some points on the board. 3rd and 5 for Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Burrow in the shotgun. Nods. Takes the shotgun snap, pumps, rolls, loads, fires deep, and it's dropped by Chase. Dropped by Chase. A nice deep cross. Burrow made a great play. Seemingly put it in his lap. Would love to see a replay, but dropped by Chase. A play that he makes 9 times out of 10. Oh, a perfect throw right in stride for Jamar Chase, and he just drops it. Rico punts yet again. This one headed inside the 10. It checks up at the 9. A phenomenal punt by Rico, something that I have said far too many times tonight. I love you, Ryan Rico. Thanks for being great. and then really elevating the special teams unit. But, man, I wish I wasn't seeing you so much. That's unfortunate, folks. Great play by Joe Burrow, spoiled by a Jamar Chase drop. But I'm starting to think, you know why he dropped that ball, guys? It's because we don't have the likes in here. You guys aren't liking the stream. That's why. We got to will this Bengals team to victory. What have we seen over the first 5 weeks? They're not good enough to do it on their own. They need everything from all of us. We need some more likes here. I'm out here giving it everything I've got for this team. You guys are too. Need some likes here on the stream. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Drew Chrisman could never punt as sexy as that. Shout out the admin for that one. Likes equals wins. You're absolutely right, Jordan. That's a veteran speaking right there. You know how it works. Likes are wins. No, T-Brookie. That's not how it works. Let's not put that in the air. Let's not put that bad juju in the air. We need good juju. Good juju. Or no juju. Juju's a bum. How do we score a will on the Ravens and can't score on this SNF team? That is a phenomenal question, John. I don't really get it. This interior pass rush is great, but it's not even that. It's causing problems. I don't know what it is. I mean, is Banks really locking up one of these receivers? Seems like an impossible task to ask for. Playing to our competition is definitely a scary thing that Rave brings up, is playing to our competition, and we absolutely might be. And that's a coaching error. That's a coaching thing for sure. No one to put that on other than the coaching staff. If you're going to play down and up to whoever's coming in that given week, that's unacceptable. You got to play your best every single week. 1st and 10 at the 9 for the Giants. Going to have to go 91 yards here to try to add to slant to Darius Slayton. He's going 30, 40, 50, 40, 45, 30, but there is a flag down. Slayton losing his mind, but wait till he sees this flag. I think this one's coming back. David Shaw asking questions about my Tide again. We got to lock in on the Bengals here. I don't have time to worry about my Saturday teams right now because neither of them looked great this week. An eligible man downfield on Andrew Thomas. This one's coming back. Giants going to be backed up further than just the 9. Andrew Thomas, a good 3 yards downfield there, well out of that 1 yard grace period. 1st and 14 for this Giants offense. Yeah, David, I'm not too optimistic about next week in Tennessee if I was just watching the Tide, but watching the Volunteers as well. They certainly don't look great. So two teams limping into that matchup, but always fun between those two rivals. Daniel Jones stands in the shotgun in his own end zone to take the snap. Good pass rush by Hendrickson. It's a deep ball for Hyatt that lands incomplete. No flags on that play. It's going to be 3rd and 14 for this Giants offense. That's right, David. McKinley Jackson in the game making a difference. Getting some pressure. That's big time. A guy that I'm not necessarily the highest on when we picked him on draft night. It's been great to see him making a little bit of difference since he got back. A ball fired to Slayton there, goes incomplete. It's 4th and 14. They're going to punt from deep in their territory. That punter might be standing at that back line of the end zone. That's the second or third time tonight I've screwed up the down and distance. 3rd and 14 for the Giants. Going to try to avoid punting from deep in their own territory. 2 for 2 on third and short conversions, 0 for on anything longer than 4 yards. Jones drops back to pass. Good pressure. He fires the check down. It's caught by Tyrone Tracy out to the 10, almost to the 15, but brought down by Logan Wilson. The Giants will punt from backed up in their own territory. Rankins and Hill making a difference. It's easy to forget that this defense was really banged up over the last few weeks. Obviously not great play from a lot of guys that we are expecting to be out there, but a lot of those guys also that we just haven't seen so far. So getting Miles Murphy back, getting McKinley Jackson back, getting Chris Jenkins back, getting a lot of these guys. Sheldon Rankins, B.J. Hill missed some time. Getting all these guys back is going to make a big difference on the defensive line. We're at the 2-minute warning already here in the first half, just over an hour into this football game, an hour of real time. We're 2 minutes away from halftime. Really speeding along here, and Jacob's bedtime is not complaining about that. Hopefully we can keep this tempo up and the Bengals can hold on and get a win. Need some more points though. You're not going to win a ball game 7-0. Not going to win a ball game 7-0. You actually would win the football game if it ended 7-0, but I'm not very optimistic at a 7-0 score. We're going to need some points. Rave, a 2-for-1's not possible, but we could do a pseudo 2-for-1. We score on the first play, patented Jamar Chase, bubble screen, touchdown, 70-yard touchdown, and then we punt it to them with a minute 30 left, call both timeouts, get the ball back. That's 2-for-1 before halftime. I know we got the ball first, so can't do a traditional 2-for-1, but we got to find our own 2-for-1s. So I'm finding one right there for you. Let's score, get the ball back, score again. 21-0 at half, 2-for-1. See, it checks out. It checks out. Just give me a second to sit down here in my basement and let the gears turn up there. It works. It works. Don't make fun of me, game day. Again. I feel like these commercial breaks are just crazy in primetime football. There we go. I like everyone being in on that plan. It seems like a good plan. 2 minutes away from the halftime break in New York. Could have ran through some scores there. That's on me. Dropped the ball. We'll talk about what's going on around the league at halftime. I got something to bring up for our friend Mark Fetters. We got to talk about my guy Caleb Williams. But the Giants punt this away on 4th and 7 after the 2-minute warning. Charlie Jones takes it, and he's brought down right before the 45-yard line. Joe Burrow's going to have some pretty good field position here. Prayers for Aiden Hutchinson. That's absolutely right. A gruesome leg injury in that Lions-Cowboys game. So unfortunate for such a special young player. Yoshivas Chase to one side. Higgins and I believe all to the other side. All in motion. It's a play action to Zach Moss. Burrow scrambles. Tries to stay available to pass, but he's chopped down. Just a shoelace tackle by Ojulari. Able to get Burrow down. Burrow probably could have gained a few yards there if he chose to run forward with that football, but he tried to get lateral down that line of scrimmage, keep his eyes downfield, and just unable to do it. Swipes at the legs, brings him down. 2 sacks now for this Giants offense. The Bengals offensive line who has been one of the best in the entire league so far this year, getting beat here early. Another play with big-time pressure. Burrow finds Yoshivas across the 50. It's going to be 3rd and 4. It's going to be 3rd and 4 for this Bengals offense. Ticking down here within 50 seconds. Still 2 timeouts in the Bengals' back pocket. Would love a touchdown. Thinking that we could end up here settling for a field goal. Big time pressure here on Joe Burrow. He's brought down. He's sacked again. Amarius Mims gets beat by Azeez Ojulari. This is vintage Bengals offensive line play. This is not what we saw earlier this year from this Bengals offensive line. This is an offensive line that's really getting worked right now by this Giants pass rush. Chris Collinsworth says it right there. This Bengals offense was hotter than maybe any team in the entire NFL. And here in the first half, well, with 30 seconds remaining in the first half, just a 7-point lead for the Bengals. And Ryan Rico has already punted 6 times. 6 times. Booming punt lands inside the 10, and the return team was unaware. Couldn't see it, couldn't find it, whatever it was. Josh Newton, Tyson Anderson unable to find that punt down, and it rolls into the end zone. It's going to be a touchdown, or touchback. Giants offense will take this ball with 21 seconds to go in the half. I have to assume they're just going to kneel this ball out. Will we ever play a complete game, Mark Fetters asks. Yeah, that's a pretty good question. Daniel Jones takes the knee. We're going to halftime. But, man, oh, man, you have to think how many games would go different if we had this kind of defensive play in weeks prior. And now that we're getting some pretty elite defensive play here early in the game, at least for this first half, holding them to a shutout, quite literally nothing more you could ask for. The offense evaporates and goes away. Fewest points scored in a first half since week 1, 7 points for this Bengals offense. And we all know how week 1 went, a loss to the Patriots team who is currently picking number 1 in the draft, one of the worst teams in the entire league. An embarrassing loss at home, and the offense is matching that level of production here in the first half with a 7-0 lead. But at this point, as a 1-4 ball club, got to take leads when you can get them. Bengals are up at half, and we got to hold on. Dodgers now up 6-0, says the Chatterbox Sports admin. Wonder if they can catch the Bengals. Get a whole touchdown on the board. Maybe not get an extra point. Let's take a look around the league today. Busy day of action, obviously, into the point of the season now. We have some byes, but a lot of good games going on so far this year. We'll start with the one that I really want to talk about, and I hope Mark Fetters is listening because this is for you. The Bears took down the Jaguars 35-16 in London. That was an early game this morning at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and Caleb Williams looked phenomenal. Caleb Williams looked like he was advertised to be. 23-29 for 226 yards, 4 touchdowns and a pick. A great game for the rookie in London, really starting to come into his own. The Texans took care of business against the Patriots 41-21. The Ravens beat the Commanders 30-23 in a quarterback duel between Jaden Daniels and Lamar Jackson, 2 of the better quarterbacks in football. I'm already comfortable saying Jaden Daniels is up there. He's a really, really special player who continues to produce. Lamar Jackson was one of the better passing games he's had in a long time. 20 of 26 for 323 yards, a touchdown, a pick, a passer rating of 114.7. Great game for Lamar Jackson. The Poop Bowl, if you will, 2 really bottom-of-the-barrel teams in the Cleveland Browns and the Philadelphia Eagles, two teams that really just can't figure it out at all. Two teams with $50 million quarterbacks that just are not cut out for it. The Eagles win 20-16. No offensive touchdowns for the Browns. Deshaun Watson currently leading the worst offense in the history of the NFL, according to the EPA per play. So glad they continue to start him. Feels like a mandate by the owner. I have a lot of faith Kevin Stefanski would have benched him by now if that was going to be the case. Cardinals take down the Packers 34-13. Buccaneers hang 50 on the Saints. First time since 2019 when Jameis Winston was at the helm that the Bucs have been able to hang 50-plus points. A 51-27 win over the Saints. A very, very weird game where the Buccaneers went up 17-0. And the Saints ended up taking the lead 27-24 before the Buccaneers scored 27 unanswered points to end with 51. Just a preposterous game all over the place. Really, really fun football to watch. The Colts take care of business with Joe Flacco at quarterback. Anthony Richardson practiced all week, but it seems like they're telling him to take their time because they keep doing just fine with Joe Flacco. Love to see him continuing to play well in the league. The league's a better place with Flacco at the helm of an offense, especially one that's maybe competing. And hopefully the Colts can do that down the stretch. The Chargers take care of the Broncos 23-16. Steelers beat the Raiders 32-13. Lions, who just might be the best team in the entire NFL, the Lions take care of the Cowboys in Dallas. Sorry, guys. The Lions take care of the Cowboys in Dallas 47-9. They look like a really, really good football team. The combination of Amon-Ra and Jameson Williams is really, really good. We were worried about their lack of wide receiver too, but it seems like Jameson Williams has been able to do that so far this year. So that's really good. The backfield we know is special. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jared Goff playing mistake-free football, and that's all you have to ask for when you have weapons like that. The defense very good as well. Falcons beat the Panthers 38-20. Seems like they're settling in as one of the favorites there in the NFC South. It's obviously them and the Bucs, and already beating the Bucs on the season have the Falcons. So in the driver's seat there, it seems like for that divisional championship. On Thursday, we had the Niners beat the Seahawks. The Niners still banged up to one of the biggest extents of any team in the league so far this year, but still taking care of business because that's what great teams do. So kudos to them and Kyle Shanahan for being able to get all that done and keep the team on track even without a lot of their star players. Halftime here in the Meadowlands. I am going to take a brief break here at halftime and be back before any of the second half festivities begin. So thank you everyone for tuning in, and we'll be back soon. All right, all right, all right. I'm back, folks. I'm back. And hopefully the Bengals offense is too. Had to go upstairs to refill my water with wonderful Pawnee water, of course, and able to get halftime thoughts from wonderful mother of yours truly. And she had a very simple question. Said, why can't we just do it all at once? Defense looks good. Offense doesn't. Why can't we just do it all at once? I said, great question, Mom. I'd love to know. I'd love to know. But alas, we're here at a 7-0 halftime lead for the Bengals. Not a lot of explosion on the offense. Remember, for 8 months, we have a chat from Daniel Myers I missed while I was away. Have to shout him out. We have to win this game. Absolutely right we do. Absolutely right we do. 1-5 puts this season in the toilet way too early. So we absolutely need to win this game. That's right, no rocks. No rocks in this water bottle. And that's the best part, because I can't be here for 4 hours with you guys every Sunday and have to worry about rocks in my water. It's got to be able to slide down my gullet. Can't blame you there, Ohio 513. Can't blame you there. If we want to give him the credit when it's great, we got to give him the blame when it's bad too. So definitely important. Oh, timeout. Timeout to hate. Daniel, leader of men, absolutely right. Absolutely right. 8-month member. That's big league. That's big league. That's big league. We're here coming back to the second half, probably momentarily. Who had the over? Captain Howdy. Captain Howdy, don't you just know you're looking at a guy who's a big dumb idiot? Because I had the over. Chad, I think you guys might get some enjoyment out of this. I can't remember if I gave it out on Off the Bench or any other Chatterbox programming this past week, but my favorite bet of this past weekend, and a play that I put a lot of money on, a few units on, was Avery Johnson, Kansas State quarterback, over 70 rushing yards against Colorado. Colorado has a lot of quarterback rushing yards so far this year. I took Avery Johnson's over 70 rushing yards. Avery Johnson finished that game with negative 15 rushing yards. So an 85-yard miss there by yours truly. So hopefully Bengals can pull this one out, and none of that'll matter, and I'll come out of the weekend on top. But yeah, that was a pretty funny loss. Some of the losses hurt. Some of the losses are so bad that you have to just laugh at it. So that's where we're at now. 19.9 miles per hour on that touchdown run, says the Robo-Buck. Speed demon. Speed demon. Oh, game day. That's brutal. Mark, I do not live in Kentucky. I just live in a place that's very close to Kentucky, so I can swing down there in the mornings. Also Hamilton, the swing through. Wonderful Chatterbox offices in Hamilton. Swing through Indiana on the way home. Both offensive tackles for the Bengals are carrying PFF grades in the 50s right now. That's fun. David Shaw. No. My misses are just really bad. But my wins are there too. They're just not as fun. That's right, Sean. That's right. I'm good on my straight picks. It's parlays and player props that I'm still struggling with in college. But the free Jeremiah Smith touchdown every single week is nice. Giants ball on the 30 as we start this second half. 1st and 10 for the Giants. Daniel Jones drops back. Decent pressure. He fires, and the man is open, but it's going to be dropped. It's a bad ball, and unable to complete the catch is Slayton. AJ Worse dropping the hotline in the chat. no. They're back. They're back. Get gone. Handoff here to Tyrone Tracy around the outside. B.J. Hill brings him down. What a game so far for B.J. Hill. Can the Chatterbox admin, Mr. PFF wizard, I assume is Casey, possibly tell me what B.J. Hill's PFF grade is so far? Because I assume that it is incredible. Linebackers check in here. 3rd and 10 for the Giants offense. Haven't moved the ball off the 30 since the touchback. Daniel Jones in the shotgun. Hit the like button, Maverick. That's absolutely right. That's how we get a 3rd down stop here. Daniel Jones drops back. Good pressure by Hendrickson. He fires. There is a flag down. The defense able to chop down the tight end 2 or 3 yards short of the line of scrimmage, but I believe it's an offsides on the offense. You guys have been slow-moded. One chat every 10 seconds. Illegal formation on the offense. Going to be a 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down. That's 3rd and 15 from the 15. Bengals decline the penalty. Made no sense to accept that, sucker. So the Bengals decline that penalty. It's going to be 4th and 2. Giants keep the offense on the field. It's not censorship game day. You can still say whatever you'd like. You can curse at the defense every 10 seconds. I think this seems reasonable. If this is that big of a problem, I'll turn it off if there's a mutiny in the chat. 4th and 2. Daniel Jones drops back, fires, and it's broken up. Mike Hilton, another big-time play. There we go, baby. Hilton being out last week is a bigger loss than anyone wants to admit. He's such an important player on this team. 4th down stop. There we go. 1st down offense already in plus territory. Oh, that's incredible. Great work, Hilton. Great work. Just fights right through the hands of Wan'Dale Robinson there. Burrow under center on 1st down. Already inside the 40. Just great field position here. Chase Brown in motion. It's a handoff to Zach Moss. Love having both running backs on the field. Not able to get a lot of yards out to about the 45. If we want this Bengals offense to turn it around and start punching this in, I think you guys know what has to happen. And I don't make the rules. I just follow the rules. I just do what I'm told. I'm a company man. I'm a good employee. And they tell me that the likes drive wins. And a 7-0 lead is not a winning lead. 9 for 15 for 87 yards for Joe Burrow. 2 catches for 20 for Jamar Chase. Not playing winning football. You guys need to like the stream so we can get this offense on the board. Throw to Jamar Chase across the middle is going to be a 1st down. There we go. Breaking news, but he has to wait 10 seconds to tell us. You guys are so funny. I love the chat here. If you guys are just watching, make sure you get in the chat. Make sure you hang out with everyone. It's a great community we have here. Down. Slow mode has been bullied down to 5 seconds. Burrow in the shotgun hands it off to Zach Moss. And it's a fumble. And the Giants recover, but Bengals players are signaling down. Bengals players are signaling Zach Moss was down. Oh, no. Oh, no. You can't do that. Oh, that ball's out. That ball's out. Oh, that ball's out. Dang it, Zach Moss. Dang it. The Joe Mixon truthers are going to be having a field day with that one, because if there's anything 28 never did, it was fumble. So That's tough. Zach Moss coughs it up after the fourth down stop by the defense. And here we are. Giants get the ball back. Still a 7-0 lead for the Bengals. Man, that's frustrating. Man. I'm going to have to throw that helmet on if these things get much worse. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get this team a win. How about we all agree on that? Can we all just put our hand in right now and say we're all just going to do whatever it takes to will this team to a win? Team on three, team on me. 1, 2, 3. Team. There we go, guys. Come on. The game couldn't get bigger than this. It's primetime football with the season on the line. And Zach Moss coughs it up. Come on. We needed that. We needed that. Now we're all on the same page. That one guy, Jacob needs a stiffer drink. No, I think you're right. I think you're right. The Pawnee water is not cutting it for this Bengals team. I'm going to have to start drinking on these streams. That's a frustrating play. My phone's blowing up. My roommate's in college. Big Giants fans from New York. Zizo Jalari is having a day. Having a day. Hit that like button, get an INT. Maverick, you are my favorite. Maverick, you are my absolute favorite. You're speaking the truth here. You're speaking the truth. You're speaking the truth. Come on now. Bengals got to play better. Look, the chat seems upset that I'm not drinking. If you guys want me to drink here, I can twist my arm. I can make that happen. Handoff up the gut for Tyrone Tracy and get 9 yards. 2nd and 1 for this Giants offense. Definitely shot territory here. Everyone like right now, Beast. You're talking my language. Play action pass. Seemed like early contact there from Taylor Britt, but no flags. Physical play. 3rd and 1 for this Bengals defense. Maybe they just came to play tonight. Maybe they heard everyone and they got sick and tired of the noise. Handoff up the gut. It's going to be a 1st down for Daniel Jones on the carry. First and 10 for the Giants. 7-0 lead for the Bengals. 11:47 in the 3rd quarter. 83 rushing yards for the Bengals. Almost 60 for the Giants. Tracy gets around the edge for about 2. It's going to be 2nd and 8. One broken play away from a 0-0 game with the Giants missing their best 2 offensive players and also Kayvon Thibodeau. That's absolutely a good assessment of how this game has been so far. It is upsetting. Should not be close, and it is. Bubble screen here to Robinson, and he's able to not make a man miss. Hilton brings him down. Sure tackler, if there ever was one, is Mike Hilton. Third and 2 for this Giants offense to hand off up the gut, and the Bengals defense stuffs them. There we go, baby. This defense came to play, baby. Came to play. They heard everyone. They heard the noise. 4th down. Come on. on. Give me Who Days in the chat. There we go, baby. Give me Who Days in the chat. It's a shame we got to be this excited about forcing a fourth down, but man, oh man, here we are, 4th and 2. And this defense came to play today. Lou, get these guys right. Let's go. Let's get a stop. Timeout for the Giants as the play clock ticks down. 4th and 2. Have to wonder if they're going to keep the offense on the field after this break. Absolutely right. Hilton has been the most reliable player on this defense for a long, long time. I do love when the recommendations say toss-up. What's the good of the recommendation feature if you're not going to recommend anything? That seems like a useless feature. ESPN's Go For It feature always says go, so that's another fun one. Just no wrinkles in that one. There we go. There's some Who Days in the chat. We need some more Who Days in the chat here. 4th and 2. Giants offense stays on the field. Give me the Who Days. Give me the Who Days. Oh, no, Rave. Rave, why'd you spoil it for me? That makes me so upset. Botched play, but it's an option. He pitches it, and Tracy's able to fight through the chest of Von Bell for the first down. It's going to be 1st down Giants. First down Giants as they near midfield. Hand off to Tyrone Tracy again. Tracy's getting a fair share of the workload today. A 2-yard run for the Giants' backup running back. Tracy, 10 carries so far tonight. 7-0 Bengals. 8-play, 3-minute drive so far for the Giants. It's 2nd and 8 as the running back goes in motion. Fires it to Tracy, who's able to fight through and get a first down. So many touches for this Giants running back. There is a flag down. We'll have to see what that is. There we go, Beast. Glad you're wearing the Jamar jersey. Flag is waved off. No flags for the first down. Will stand. 1st and 10 for the Giants at about midfield. 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 7-0 Bengals lead. The offense has been non-existent. Defense playing about as good as you can ask for. AJ worse says both these teams are terrible. I'm afraid I'm starting to lean in that direction as well. Handoff to Eric Gray up the gut, and he's able to find some space out across the 40. 2nd and 5. Giants' run game starting to pick up considerably here. Play action pass. Jones drops back. Good pressure. He fires. Ball goes well out of bounds. Good coverage by the secondary. And a good pass rush forces 3rd and 4. After what has been a long drive, not gaining much ground here, the Bengals have a chance to still get off the field without the Giants in field goal range here. Force a punt or at least a go-for-it situation. 3rd and 4 at the 38-yard line. Trey Hendrickson on the pressure. Doesn't get much. Play is blown up by, no, wow, caught. What a grab. What a grab by Darius Slayton. He's shaking up on the play. Wow, what a play to bring that ball in. It's still going to be 4th down, short of the line to gain. The Giants almost certainly going to leave the offense out there after a great grab by Darius Slayton. 7:45 to go in the third quarter. It's 4th and 1 for this Giants offense. They're staying out there. We'll see if this Bengals defense can keep the magic alive. It's a handoff up the gut. And he gets it. And he gets it easily. And he's out to about the 30-yard line. Tyrone Tracy, have yourself a day, kid. Not many yards per carry. Just 2.5 yards per carry. 10 carries, 25 yards, not including that one. But the 4 catches for 43 yards is where he's really making a difference. Daniel Jones on a QB draw here. Tackled by Pratt after a 5-yard gain. It's at the 25-yard line. 2nd and 5. A lot of anti-Joseph Osai sentiment going on in the chat here. And I can't blame people. He's a guy that I know I certainly had a lot of faith in. I know a lot of Bengals fans had a lot of faith in being someone that could really change this pass rush. And, man, he just hasn't lived up to it. Mike Hilton on the blitz, but it's a handoff to the short side of the field to Tyrone Tracy. He's able to shake off a few tackles and get a first down. Man, this kid's good. This kid's a good runner. He runs hard. Zach Taylor mad about something, but Tyrone Tracy continues to make this Bengals defense pay. B.J. Hill can't bring him down. Tracy gets the first down. Now in the red zone is the Giants offense. Tigers in the chat is great for the vibes, Molly. It's a deep ball. DJ Turner can't get his head around. It's going to be pass interference. Darius Slayton is shaken up on the play, but it is going to be pass interference on DJ Turner in the end zone, so the Giants are going to get the ball at the 1-yard line. In a 7-0 ball game, when the offense can't do much, you can't have a 20-yard penalty, and that's exactly what the DPI on DJ Turner is going to be right there. Doesn't get his head around, runs right through the chest to Darius Slayton. Slayton shaking up on the play. A clear penalty call. Not sure what you're arguing about there, DJ Turner. But, man, that's tough. A ball that would have been a very, very hard catch now puts the Giants at the 1-yard line. Handoff up the gut to Tyrone Tracy. And on the first play from the 1, the Giants get in. It's a 7-6 ball game now, pending the extra point to tie it up. The offense has been non-existent. You can only ask this defense to be great for so long. First half shutout. Gets spoiled with 5:48 left in the third quarter. Giants tie the game up at 7, pending this extra point. Man, that's frustrating. Shouldn't even matter because the offense should have been able to capitalize more by now and had us out to a much bigger lead to where 1 touchdown doesn't put us in a bad spot. But here we are tied at 7. 5:48 to go in this third quarter. Tied at 7. Bengals, Giants, Sunday night football. This offense is going to have to do something here, guys. This offense is going to have to do something. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Overtime. Captain Howdy says overtime. A 7-7 overtime might kill me. A 7-7 overtime might kill me. So I'm going to need this offense to step it up here and get this ball rolling, get this ball in the end zone, or at least get McPherson an opportunity to kick one through and retake the lead here on this drive. We got to wake up. We know this team drives through the offensive side of the ball. We got to wake up and make it happen. I'm going to take a quick break during this commercial break and then be right back before the Bengals offense takes the field. And we are back and ready to rock for the home stretch here. Under 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Tie ball game, Sunday Night Football, 7-7. Whoo! Doesn't get much better than this. Honestly, not that high level of football. It's still a very, very exciting game, tie game down the stretch. What more can you ask for? Greg Joseph boots it deep. This one's going to go through the end zone. Bengals get the ball at the 30. Try to do something for the first time since the opening drive in the game. I said all week, if these scores are below 20, these scores are below 30, then the Bengals are going to be in a tough spot. And alas, here we are. I worry about this Giants team when they're able to stay here in a low-scoring game, grinding it out. Jamar Chase drop looms heavy right now, as the Bengals have only been able to score on their opening drive of the game. It's a 7-7 ball game here as the Bengals offense takes over 1st and 10 from their own 30 following the touchback. 4 targets, 3 catches for Jamar Chase. So far tonight, going to need more out of this Bengals offense. Burrow running around in the backfield. He fires deep. Who else but Jamar Chase answers the call I ask, and he answers. There we go, number 1. Make a difference. This offense is on the move. What a timely play for the guy on my chest. There we go, number 1. Love to see that. What's the meme? Just chuck it up. You know Chase is down there somewhere. That's exactly right. Puts it in a place where he can make a play on the ball, and that's what he does. That's what he does better than almost anyone in the league. Such a special connection is 9-1. We see it again there. 1st and 10 for the Bengals on the plus side of the field. Burrow fires on the rollout, caught by Higgins for about 5 yards. That's right. Let's make sure we're liking the stream as this offense moves the ball. Keep the tempo up, keep the vibes up, and drive those likes. That's how we make it happen. That is how we make it happen here. Come on, folks. Let's lock in. It's home stretch time. We got to make it happen here. Burrow in the shotgun. Need a score here. Chase goes in motion. It's a quick pass to Chase, and he's in space. 1st down and more. Out just outside the red zone at about the 21-yard line. Bengals offense in prime scoring position, moving the ball with relative ease, something that we haven't seen since that opening drive. Love a little pop pass to Chase. You haven't been able to get him going so far today. You have to just do that kind of stuff. You need to get the ball in his hands any way possible. 2 catches for 44 yards on this drive alone, almost matching his game total before this point. Great scheme by this Bengals offense to get the ball to your playmakers when you need something. Burrow drops back to pass in a tie game. He fires to all in the flat, who gets about a yard, and the clock will still roll. 2nd and 9, if that. Closer to 2nd and 10. Under 3.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Got to keep getting the ball to your playmakers in space. Do what you can to get 1 or 5 open. And honestly, with both of those guys at this point in the ball game, throw it up and let them make a play. Because I have faith in these wide receivers to get this team a win if it comes down to it. Burrow in the shotgun, Chase in motion yet again. Burrow drops back to pass. Fires, and it's caught by all across the middle. Can he get a first down? He will! He will get the first down! Flag on the play. Awkward takedown. It could have been a face mask. I believe he was able to pick up the first down. We will see what this flag will be. Horse collars, what the chat is saying, would work just the same. Oh, absolutely. That hand is close to within that horse collar area. We'll see if they keep this flag, but it looks like Eric all able to get the first down there. Great play by the Bengals draft pick. First and 10, need a touchdown right now. Under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter for this Bengals offense. Need to do something. Five-play, 61-yard drive, 3 minutes off the clock so far. 2.5 here going, ticking down. Joe in the shotgun. Play action pass. He looks and he fires towards the end zone. Ball bounces on its way to Yoshivas. It's going to be 2nd and goal for this Bengals offense. Awkward play, as the announcers are pointing out. Joe kind of had to double hitch at the top of that drop. Not great timing with Yoshivas there, and I think that's why that ball was incomplete. 2nd and goal from the 9 here for the Bengals. Jamar Chase in motion towards the top of your screen. Burrow fires to Higgins, who gets inside the 5, down to the 3, 2. We'll see where they spot him here, maybe at the 1, and that looks like where he's going to be able to get the ball out to. Great play by Higgins to carve up this defense and get down to the 1. 3rd and goal for the Bengals, and a drive you certainly want a touchdown. Field goal's fine. Obviously, a tie game. You need to take the lead. Points are points. But touchdowns win football games, not field goals. And you know what else wins football games? Likes win football games. So make sure you like the stream. Sam Hubbard checks into the game, reports as an eligible receiver. Let's see what happens here. Sam Hubbard at tight end. Eric All at fullback. Chase Brown behind him. Joe Burrow in the shotgun, or under center. Hands it off to Brown at the gut. Touchdown, Chase Brown. What a great runner. That's RB1, baby. That's RB1. Chase Brown with a touchdown, but there is a flag on the play. Holding on Cordell Volson. That one is coming back. It's going to be 2nd and goal after the hold backed up a little bit more. Dang. Great play by Chase Brown to be able to navigate through tight space here at the goal line. But Volson gets knocked for the hold. That's a tough call. That looks like a good block to me, man. That looks like a good block to me, man. Regardless, they threw the flag. It's 3rd and goal from the 11-yard line. Joe Burrow empty in the shotgun. Man, that looked like a good block to me. Joe Burrow in the shotgun drops back. There's pressure, and he can't find space. He scrambles, and he gets brought down. Who else? Dexter Lawrence. Sexy Dexy with the sack. He's on pace for over 20. He's a special, special player. No more Aaron Donald in the league. He might be the best interior player in all of football. That's a good block by Volson on the touchdown, man. I don't know what to tell you. That's just not a hold, gents. That's just not a hold, gents. But we got to lock in here, McPherson. We got to bang this through. And we always know after last week, it's more than just McPherson. We need a clean operation. Snap, hold, kick, and it's all good. There we go. 10-7. Bengals take the lead with 41 seconds to go in the third quarter. We knew Dexter Lawrence was going to wreck this game at some point. Man, he wrecked it at the wrong time. A sack on 3rd and goal from the 11 forced the Bengals to settle with a field goal. Sexy Dexy is such a great player. Such a great player. Offense just not locked in today. Offense just not locked in today. That was a clean block, gents. It's frustrating. Frustrating to say the least. This offense is not what we've come to expect. This is upsetting. It would be nice if 65 blocked. It's been a tough day for this offensive line and see a lot of bad sentiment in the chat about these guys, but this group has been so good so far this year. This is one rough game on the docket. Obviously, would like it to be better. Obviously, a must-win game. But, man, this group has been so good this year. This is a shame to see. Really a shame to see at this point in the season. We've really come to expect them to be the best unit on this team, which is such a drastic change from what we've seen over the last few years of the Burrow era. So, tough. It's been a tough one for sure. 10-7, Bengals lead here, 41 seconds to go in the third quarter. This offense just not putting up a statistical show like we've come to expect. 16-23 for 165 yards for Joe Burrow, a 90 passer rating. 2 carries for 57 yards and the long 47-yard touchdown. Zach Moss, 6 carries, 13 yards, no touchdowns, and obviously the fumble. Chase Brown, 5 carries for 13 yards. Should have a touchdown on the board, but called back for a Cordell Volson holding penalty. Jamar Chase, 5 catches for 72 yards. T. Higgins, 6 for 63. Chase Brown, 1 grab for 11. Eric All, 2 for 10. Andre Yoshivas, 1 for 7. And then a lone grab for Zach Moss for 2 yards. Rounds out the Bengals' receiving stats. Really sharing the wealth tonight. To have the second most sacks in the NFL as an interior defensive lineman is ridiculously impressive. Wondering where this game ranks on football games you've watched this year. A lot of people in the chat saying this is one of the worst, and a 10-7 game between these two teams. I might have to agree with you. This is not pretty football. Not the most entertaining brand of football, that's for sure. Darius Slayton back in the action for the Giants now. Daniel Jones under center here. 1st and 10 from the 30. Tight end goes in motion. Jones takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls out. Great pressure by Mike Hilton, but he's able to complete the pass for the first down. Logan Wilson brings out Theo Johnson after picking up the first down, a gain of about 12. Defense has to make a play here. Mike Hilton came untouched off the edge, almost blows the play up, but Daniel Jones sticks with it long enough to complete the pass, and Theo Johnson able to pick up the first down. Great play by the rookie tight end out of Penn State, but Mike Hilton, man, mere seconds away from blowing that one up. It's a game of inches. Daniel Jones in the empty backfield on 1st and 10. Ball's at the Giants' own 45-yard line. Trying to tie this game up. 3-point deficit. And it seems like they're going to let this one tick down to the end of the third quarter, guys. We need 4s in the chat. We need likes on the stream. And after you put your 4 in the chat, wait the 5 seconds, put another 4 in the chat. And then another 5 seconds, put another 4 in the chat. And when you can't put any more 4s in the chat, put your 4s up. Because we're going to the fourth quarter, and they need us. It's a 10-7 game. The Giants are driving here. The Giants are on offense. And without a win here, this Bengals season could be over. 1-5 is nearly impossible to come back from. So a 10-7 lead here entering the fourth quarter for the Bengals. 4s are up. Get your 4s in the chat, holding up 4 fingers. I love that. All the vibes, all the likes. We need it all. Give me all the 4s because it's the fourth quarter. We have 15 more minutes for this Bengals offense to do something, for this Bengals defense to keep playing well, and for this Bengals team to get a win. Look, we're 1-4. I haven't won a stream yet. We need this. We need to figure this out here. Defense finally plays well. And we're out here with 10 points going into the fourth quarter. You'll never have to wait 5 seconds to put up your 4s game day. You always got to put the 4s up. 1-5, it's wraps, gents. 1-5, I put out a big board in the middle of next week. 1-5, we get deep into draft prep. That's why we need this win. That's why the 4s are up. Because we need this win, and we know how much we mean. All the fans sitting at home, you matter. Get your fours up. Get the vibes high. They need us. More fours in the chat. More likes on the stream. That's the only way we get this done. That's the only way we get this done. 15 more minutes. Defense has to get another stop. They've been doing it all day. Only one scoring drive allowed to this Giants offense, and it was the last one. 10-7 game. Bengals are up 3 going into the fourth quarter, and man, we need this one bad. Man, we need this one bad. A loss here would put us down about as low as you can get. In a year where we expected to compete for Super Bowl 1 and 5 would be detrimental. Defense looks much, much better tonight, which is a great sign, and I can hold on to that if the Bengals get out of here with a win. Sheldon Rankins and B.J. Hill both being healthy has made a massive difference. This pass rush looks like a different animal. B.J. Hill coming back to the team that drafted him, making a difference. Jermaine Pratt with the pick early in the game. We're here. It's the fourth quarter. $29 points allowed through week 5. Tonight, just 7. 150 rushing yards tonight, just 89. A great, great game for this Bengals defense so far. When you hold a team to 7 points, you should be able to win the football game. Offense letting him down tonight. 1st and 10 for the Giants. Ball on the 45-yard line. It's the fourth quarter, guys. It's the fourth quarter. Here we go. Daniel Jones in the shotgun. Tyrone Tracy's had a day. He gets the ball again up the gut, and he's able to drag the pile for about 4 yards. 2nd and 6. High 5-1-3 points out. Jordan Battle still in the game. Some significant snaps for the second-year player. Great to see. Hopefully he can make a play here. 2nd and 6 for this Giants offense. 10-7. The Bengals lead. Daniel Jones takes it on the quarterback draw. He's able to find a hole and get about 4. 3rd and 2 for this Giants offense. Third and 1 here for the Giants offense. Handoff to Tyrone Tracy, and he's stuffed. Great play by the Bengals defense. Stuffs Tyrone Tracy at the line. It's 4th down. All those 4s in the chat, that made a difference. All those likes on the stream, that made a difference. So what do we do on 4th down? We run it back. We run it back. 4s in the chat, likes on the stream. Let's go, guys. That next gen stats recommendation says go for it. That doesn't factor in this Bengals defense came to play today. 4th and 1. Let's stuff them. Let's get this ball back and grow the lead. Here we go, baby. 4th and 1. Daniel Jones under center. Jumbo package in for the Giants. Bengals all bunched up at the line of scrimmage. Daniel Jones sneaks it, and he might not have gotten it. I think he did. He did. Daniel Jones converts the 1st down. Dang. Bengals defense going to have to toughen up here. That's right, Alex. Here we go. Bengals defense. New set of downs to have to stop. 1st and 10 for the Giants. Myles Murphy in the game. Myles Murphy and Joseph Osai with Sheldon Rankins and B.J. Hill in the middle. Hill able to get pressure, same with Murphy, but Daniel Jones finds the check down to Tyrone Tracy, who's been a menace all day and almost picks up the 1st down. Man, Tyrone Tracy, have a night. Over 50 receiving yards for Tyrone Tracy. The Purdue rookie, the converted receiver. Second and inches. Another QB sneak for Daniel Jones, and he gets it again. This time picking up about 4 yards. Another first down for the Giants. Tyrone Tracy looks like a Hall of Famer tonight, says Les Hernandez. And I couldn't agree more. This has been infuriating to watch. A guy I believe in. A guy I stashed in a lot of dynasty leagues, but didn't want to have his breakout game tonight. 1st and 10 for the Giants. They're driving just down 3, 11 minutes to go. Jones drops back, fires, and it's caught by who else? Tyrone Tracy. Second and 6 now for this Giants offense. Tyrone Tracy continues to eat this Bengals defense alive. Just infuriating. That's a great point by our admin. A lot of people saying they can't make it to off the bench 10 to 12 on the Chatterbox YouTube because they're working. That's okay. We completely understand. That's why Off the Bench is available everywhere you listen to podcasts. So just make sure you tune in on your way home. Play action pass. Ball's thrown well behind Hyatt. Good coverage by DJ Turner. No flag on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 5. B.J. Hill with almost too good of a... Oh, no, not B.J. Hill. Sorry. McKinley Jackson with almost too good of a pass rush. Flies right past Daniel Jones. Barely even makes contact with him. But able to get that ball out a little ahead of schedule. Third and 5. Jones drops back. Fires. Ball's tipped up. They just didn't pan to the ball. Terrible by the camera guy, but a great play by B.J. Hill to knock that ball down. It's 4th and 5 for this Giants offense, and you got to think they're forced to tie the game here. A lot of kicking woes for the Giants so far this year. A lot of kicking woes. A game where Graham Gano got hurt on the opening kickoff. That they didn't have a field goal kicker for the entirety of the game. Had to go for 2 against the Commanders. And now you have Greg Joseph signed off the street to attempt a 47-yard field goal. And he hooks it! No good! 10-7. Bengals still lead. Able to get the stop. Joe Burrow in the offense coming back on the field under 10.5 minutes to go. Clean hold, clean snap. Greg Joseph just pushes it. No good. No good. Score holds 10-7. The Bengals lead. Great hold by that Bengals defense. Let's go, man. Sweating the Giants game is painful. Not something I'm allowing myself to think about yet. You're absolutely right. But yeah, no, having to sweat a game against the New York Football Giants in the year of our Lord 2024 is definitely not the best. Not a great sign for where this team's at right now. But with 10:30 left on the clock, we're going to focus on winning a football game. How about that? 10-7 lead for the Bengals. It's the NFL. All the games are hard. Under 10.5 minutes to go. 10-7 Bengals lead. We're going to need this offense to do something. We got to get points. People in the chat suggesting, or I guess predicting, that Zach Taylor's going to take a conservative approach here. And based on what we've seen so far this year, you have to assume that would be the case. Hopefully he comes out and he's a little bit more aggressive. Hopefully he can attack a little bit downfield. That would certainly be nice to see, but we'll see. We'll see. That's right, T-Brookie. It's the NFL. Anything can happen. That's absolutely right. It'll be interesting to see how this Bengals offense handles this. Good field position, short lead, lot of time left, so not clock control is not exactly high on the list. I think you stay aggressive. You try to get some points here. Stay aggressive. Try to get some points here. Way too much time on the clock with just a 3-point lead to run, and punt the ball away. You have to stay aggressive. Keep your foot on the gas here. Game Day predicts the run. I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong. I really do. I really do. AJ worse. Pardon me, folks. Pardon me. AJ Worst says, amen, Mark. Let's see if this clown has learned anything. I guess we're about to find out. That clown obviously being referring to Zach Taylor. Burrow in the shotgun here. Ball on the 37. Handles it to get to Chase Brown. Able to make a man miss. Get across the 40. The first run of the projected run has come to fruition. 2nd and 5. Hoping this ball is in the air. That would certainly be more fun. Ja'Marr Chase lines up in the backfield. Burrow, Chase, and Brown in the backfield. Burrow drops back. Fires across the middle of the field. T. Higgins wide open. Great play. Great play. 5 finding space today. Have yourself a day, 5. Finding space today. Great play for the first down. 9:39. Clock is ticking with a 3-point lead. Welcome back to our dear friend Maverick. 7 catches for 77 yards. That's quick math. That's 11 yards per catch. 7 receptions. I believe he's only been targeted 7 times. No one more sure than T. Higgins as of right now. A great, great game for him. Ja'Marr Chase, 5 for 72. Joe Burrow, 179 yards, and then 57 in the 1 touchdown on the ground. Eric All motions to the backfield. Wonder if we get the run here. No, it's a pass. He pump fakes with a man in his face and then drops it in Trenton Irwin's feet. Trenton Irwin back active after being inactive for most of the last few games, but back in there now with T. Higgins on the bench trying to catch a breather. Higgins took a shot. No way around it. Darius Phillips, the rookie out of Kentucky, with a shot to the ribs there. I always have to worry about T after big hits with his injury history. Always scary. Irwin and Yoshivas at the top of your screen. Gesicki and Chase at the bottom. Burrow and Brown in the backfield. Burrow fires to Brown at about the 50. Line of scrimmage is the 45. Brown able to get back to it and nothing more. Not Darius Phillips, pardon me. It's Andrew Phillips. T. Higgins swinging that shoulder doesn't seem great. 3rd down for this Bengals offense. 3rd and 10. Not ideal to be behind the sticks in a must-score situation. 3 for 9 on 3rd down conversions today, averaging 8.1 yards to go. This one longer than normal. 3rd and 10. Burrow in the shotgun, Moss behind him. He's going to throw. Hit hard as he releases. Ball's going to fall incomplete. Burns hit hard. Wow. Wow. Burrow hit hard. Sacked 4 times tonight, hurried 9 times tonight, hit 3 times tonight. That's the Joe Burrow nightmare that we've seen for many, many years. This offensive line had been much better. Not so tonight. Another great punt by Rico puts the Giants at the 11-yard line. Going to have to go 89 yards for a touchdown. People asking why that is not roughing the passer in the chat. You saw that hand extend and keep Brian Burns' weight off of Joe Burrow's chest. That's what prevents that from being a roughing the passer call. Certainly would have been had Burns driven down through the ground, but keeping his weight off of Burrow is why that's not going to be a roughing the passer call. Great punt by Rico on way too many times saying that tonight. Rico's punted 6 times, 46.3 average, 4 of those inside the 20. A nightmare from Alex Wallace asks, imagine this game with Neighbors, Singletary, and Thibodeau. I'd rather not. How much better would this Giants offense look than 7 points with Malik Neighbors? We've seen them put up good points before. This defense with Kayvon Thibodeau, this pass rush is already getting home. Add number 5 to that list on the defensive line. I would not be happy. This is a very poor game for this Bengals team. It's going to be hard to be too thrilled about a win, even if they are able to pull this one off with how ugly it's looked so far. But man, at 104, there's nothing more I want than a win. I don't care how it comes. A win is a win. Joe Burrow has entered the blue medical tent. A bad update for Bengals fans everywhere. Joe Burrow's in the medical tent. And you saw there on that play, Joe Burrow's head whip back and hit the turf. You see the helmet hit the ground there. You always worry concussion. And on a play like that, with contact like that, usually the third-party observer is going to take Joe Burrow out and have him be examined here. So Burrow in the medical tent, it's going to be a concussion. And hopefully he can get cleared and be out there for this game. But if not, if he can't come back, hopefully this defense is able to hold on. Jake Browning can drain some clock, and Joe Burrow can be ready to go next week. But, man, head injury to number 9 is the last thing this team could afford. That's right, Nate Johnson. Anytime that happens, you do the concussion test, and that's exactly what happened. At the 11, Giants have the ball. We'll worry about Joe Burrow's injury when the Bengals offense takes the field. It's a play-action pass. Jones drops back and fires deep. Slayton's open beyond the line to gain. Out of bounds after a 15-yard gain. Anyone saying that they want Taylor fired, I have bad news. He's not going anywhere. This team doesn't exactly fire coaches very quickly, much less in the middle of the season. Zach Taylor's going to be the head coach of this football team for a long, long time. Burrow still in that medical tent. 1st and 10 for the Giants. .7:30 remaining in this ball game. Daniel Jones drops back. No pressure, and he's able to find Darius Slayton. But Cam Taylor-Britt's able to make the tackle and keep him short of the line to gain. Joe Burrow has emerged from the medical tent, walking back to the bench, hopefully just taking his normal seat and going through the motions. We won't know for sure until Burrow comes back onto the field for the Bengals offense, but hopefully all good signs there. Seems like a good sign as he's heading back to the bench out of the medical tent. 1st down for this Giants offense as they continue to drive. Under 7 minutes to go. That's 20 first downs for the New York Football Giants today. This Bengals defense has held them to 7 points, but that doesn't mean they haven't moved the ball. They've moved the ball with relative ease. Daniel Jones drops back to pass in the shotgun. He fires, and it's caught again. This is the Bengals defense we know, folks. 5-yard completion to Wan'Dale Robinson. And this Giants offense is moving without a care in the world. 2nd down and 3. Misspoke. A 7-yard gain for Wan'Dale Robinson and the Giants. 2nd down and 3 for Daniel Jones in this offense. A 3-point deficit here as they near midfield. Jones in the shotgun. Jones in the shotgun takes it. He's going to fire deep. Cam Taylor-Britt in coverage, and the ball lands out of bounds. Hyatt begging for a penalty, but no flag on the field. 3rd and 3. Cam Taylor-Britt makes the play. Good play. Incomplete. 3rd and 3. Bengals defense could get a big stop here or at least force a 4th down go. 3rd and 3. Ball's at the 45-yard line. Giants trying to tie this game up. Bengals have a 10-7 lead. Handoff to Tyrone Tracy up the gut, and he breaks free. He has more. out across the 45 into Bengals territory. Tracy continues to be a problem for this Bengals defense. Tracy's having a day, folks. Tracy is having a day, folks. Doesn't get more frustrating than this. Daniel Jones in the shotgun, hands off to Tracy again, and he's able to get it out across the 40 to the 40. Second down for the Giants. 5 minutes to go in regulation. Bengals lead by a measly 3. I can't believe Tyrone Tracy's having as good a day as he is. I know he's a good ball player, but man, this is insane. 2nd and 7 for the Giants offense, down 3. Jones in the shotgun, fires, blown up by Cam Taylor-Britt, but able to hold on is Isaiah Hodgins. First mention of Hodgins so far today. 3rd down for the Giants. Giants are marching down the field without a care in the world. 3rd and 2 for Daniel Jones in this Giants offense. Tyrone Tracy lined up behind him, and boy, has he had a day. Handoff of the gut, and he slips. Bengals get the stop on 3rd down. It's going to be 4th down and a very, very long field goal for this Giants team that already missed one today. Tyrone Tracy feels like he's had a big day, but only 3 yards per carry, 50 yards on the ground. The real difference here is the 57 receiving yards, over 100 total yards for the backup running back. A missed kick from 47 for Greg Joseph and this Giant special teams unit prompts the offense to stay on the field. 4th and 3, this Bengals defense. Daniel Jones drops back to pass. No! Let's go! DJ Turner, baby! Why do you not run that ball? 3 minutes left. Bengals getting the ball back. Let's go, defense. When you need it most. When you need it most. It's a team game. Pick each other up. Offense doesn't have it tonight. That's all right. Defense is going to allow 7 points. Hell yeah, squad. Like the stream. Like the stream. Let's go, baby. Let's go, DJ Turner. I talk a lot of crap about these Michigan draft picks, but that's a play. That's a play and a half. Like the stream, gents. 3 minutes to go in this game. It's a 10-7 ball game. Interesting to note, the Bengals were 3.5-point favorites most of the week. Shifted to 4.5 right before the game, but most bets were placed at a 3.5 line. Maybe Vegas put in a call here for a 3-point win. Run being suggested again in the chat, and I have to say at this point, this seems like territory for a Zach Taylor run. That sounds about right. Have to finish the game. That's absolutely right, Ohio 513. Have to finish the game. Oh, baby. Almost 11 o'clock here in Cincinnati. And we're locked in. Bengals trying to get to 2-4 here on Sunday Night Football. Season is on the line with 3 minutes to go. Here we go, gents. It doesn't get much bigger than this. I would say ladies and gents, but I haven't seen Molly in the chat in a while. Here we go, guys. We got to lock in. 3 minutes left, 3-point lead. Chase Brown time, I love it. Who cares about run if you're able to break one for a 75-yard touchdown? Here we go, baby. 2-4 is better than 1-5. Mark Fetters, yes, I agree. The moment of truth here is obviously who's going to be at quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow went to the medical tent after taking a hard hit at the end of the last drive. Seemed to emerge from the tent, but obviously can't be sure with the head injuries. Burrow is back in at quarterback. Chase Brown behind him. Burrow under center. Eric All in motion. Great to see number 9 back in the game. It's a handoff to Chase Brown, who can't get back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose 3 yards. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left and ticking. 2nd down and 13, if I had to guess. 2nd and 12. Brian Burns making a difference tonight. It's always nice when your big-time signings or trades are able to make a difference. And Eric All has been a great rookie, but man, having him one-on-one on Brian Burns is certainly a big task for a rookie tight end. Burrow and Brown in the backfield. 2nd and 12. Burrow hands off to Brown up the gut, who's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. No gain. 3rd and 12. 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11 stuffed at the line. It's going to be 3rd and 11 now. Run for Zach Taylor. Do we get the 3rd of the predicted run? We will see. Giants take their 2nd timeout with 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. Preserve that 2-minute warning as another timeout. That's back-to-back runs for Zach Taylor and the Bengals after being killed for it just last week. Third and 12 for the Cincinnati Bengals. 2:12 left on the clock. Got to convert here. Burrow in the shotgun, empty set. Drops back to pass. Rolls out, flushed out by the pressure. He rolls and fires deep. Yoshi, great play, 80. There we go, man. There we go. 1st down, 2:05 on the clock. Yoshi gets out of bounds. There we go. That's a tough throw, and Burrow puts it on the money. What a play. Everyone's stepping up when you need it. There we go. Great play call. 19-28 for 208 yards. 2:05 on the clock. Burrow pitches to Chase Brown. Chase Brown gets a hold. Oh, he fumbles. Oh, no, he fumbled. Oh, my God. What a break. What a break for this Bengals offense. What a break. That ball went out of bounds. Oh, my God. What a break for this Bengals offense. Oh, my God. We go to the 2-minute warning, the luckiest people on the face of the earth. 2 whiffs by the Giants with the ball on the ground. What a break for this Bengals offense with a 3-point lead here now at the 2-minute warning. Holy cow. That was, if both of these running backs fumbled tonight, I don't know what I would have done. That was almost catastrophic. Oh, that's so massive. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I can't take this, man. Oh, my God. Whew. We cannot go 1-5. We cannot. And at this point, maybe the football gods are on our side, because how does that ball land out of bounds? What a break. With the way these two running backs are holding onto the ball, are we sure running it's the safe move? Are we sure we don't just run some quick passers? Oh, man. Chase Brown, Zach Moss, they better be doing this all week. Carry the football around all week. Sleep with the football all week. Gotta hold on to the football, man. Daniel Jones in the chat says, don't let me get that ball back. Bold of him to be on the YouTube stream with at the 2-minute warning of a Sunday Night Football game. But, hey, we appreciate it. We appreciate everyone in here, including the Giants starting quarterback, Daniel Jones. And I would appreciate not giving him the ball back, if we're going to be honest. So here we are. Bengals get the break of a lifetime with a Chase Brown fumble landing out of bounds. Maverick continues to do the Lord's work. Everyone, make sure you hit that like button. Likes equal wins. It's a 3-point game. We're down here under 2 minutes to go, and the Bengals need it bad. Both the Giants and Jets winning percentage below 500 since MetLife Stadium opened. What an abysmal run it's been for the New York teams. And then tonight, just hanging around with Cincinnati all the way until the end. Incredibly lucky that ball squirts out of bounds. 2nd and 3. Joe Burrow in the shotgun. Motions Chase. Bengals take a timeout after trying to get the Giants to jump off sides. 10-7 still. It's the Bengals' first time out of the game. Chase and Deontay Banks talking during the break. It's been a competitive game, but I wouldn't necessarily say entertaining. That's right, Hugh. That's right, Hugh. Another week, another stressful Bengals game. But here we are. 2nd and 3. 1 in 166 record all time when scoring 10 or fewer points. Burrow hands off up the gut to Chase Brown, and he found space. He's going. Let's go. Bengals touchdown, baby. Chase Brown atones for his sins, gets lucky. Ball bounces out of bounds, and he makes up for it with the touchdown. There we go, 30. That's good news, because I was getting worried that we were going to get a primetime game where I only got to sing the song once. Now I get to sing the song again. God bless. Chase Brown, make my dreams come true. There we go. Love the patience in the hole. Love the cutback. Make one man miss, and no one's ever going to catch up to 30. There we go, gents. W's all around. Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here, but a 17-7 lead with 1:52 left in the game. Certainly seems like we're trending towards 2-4, which is a great feeling. Bad news for the listeners, though. After another Bengals touchdown, that means these vocal cords get another run. Hear that Bengal growling? Mean and angry. Here he comes a prowling. Lean and hungry, an offensive brute. Hoo. Run pass or boot. Hoo. And defensively, he's rough. Tough Cincinnati Bengals. That's the team we're gonna cheer to victory. Touchdown Bengals. Put some points up on that board and win the game for Cincinnati. Woo! There we go, baby. Vibes are high. We're out here. Run, pass, or boot, honest fan. That's right. We actually got a boot now in the punting game, so we can do it all. There we go. That's beautiful. Defense actually was rough and tough so far today. 2-4. Staring it down the pipe here. 1:52 left. Have to hold on. Daniel Jones says there's too much time on the clock for him. We got to calm down. I think if you're in the stream chat, we're doing all right, DJ. But here we go. Defense is going to have to make another play. They've done it all game. Max, I would love to play the recorded version and not sing it myself, but there is copyright issues, so you're stuck with me. You're stuck with me because I'm not going to be a part of a Bengals stream without a touchdown song. So you're stuck with me. That's a shame, but it's the reality of the situation. Here we go, guys. 1:52 left in the game. John Silvani with a great point. Could have went down at the 1 and iced this game. But Chase Brown's cognizant of us Bengals bettors. He's cognizant of the 3.5. You got to get in the end zone and get the 10-point lead to make sure you can cover this game. There we go. The defense potentially being not the worst thing in the world is a phenomenal development from tonight. I mean, that's a life-changing development. And Craig Sandlin has joined us already here in the behind the scenes, and we'll be here to give you a post-game breakdown right as soon as this one goes final. Hopefully, if all things go according to plan for the next 120 seconds, I'll be able to do my first Chatterbox Bengals post-game victorious. But we'll see. We'll see. 2 minutes left. A lot of time. Daniel Jones drops back to pass. Pass is batted down. BJ Hill, have yourself a night. I mean, the guy's showing out against his former team, really making them miss what they used to have. Great play by Hill. He's been everywhere. Jones drops back, a throw again, and he's brought down by Hendrickson. There we go. The pass rush getting home. 91, that's 2 today for 91. What a special player he is. It's 3rd down for this Giants team. Best against best. Andrew Thomas, Trey Hendrickson, and this one goes to Hendrickson. Great rush against an all-pro tackle and brings down Daniel Jones. Just a phenomenal play by the Bengals. One of the Bengals' best. Third and 16 now. As Daniel Jones takes the shotgun snap. Not much pressure, and he fires deep. Unable to connect with Hyatt. Great play by Cam Taylor. Oh, flag. Late flag from the ref. Thought Cam Taylor-Britt made a great play on the ball. I can't believe that's a flag. Wow. Giants live to fight another day. First down for Daniel Jones in this Giants offense. I thought Cam made a play there. That's pretty bang. That's tough. That's tough. First and 10 now across the 40 for Daniel Jones and this Giants offense. Down 10 with under 2 minutes to go. He fires across the middle, and it's caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. Now into Bengals territory inside the 45. Daniel Jones spikes to stop the clock. Giants have no timeouts remaining with 1:20 to go, down 10. 2nd and 10 now for this Giants offense. Jones drops back, has all the time in the world, and fires and finds a receiver. Theo Johnson out of bounds before the line to gain. It's going to bring up a 3rd down for this Giants offense. Third and 3 for this Giants offense down the stretch here late in the game. Jones fires and finds Slayton inside the 30. Jalen Davis trying to bring him down now and can. Clock will roll. Under a minute here, clock's rolling. The announcers suggest that they go for the field goal right away. Certainly an interesting proposition. Ball spiked. 2nd and 10, 55 seconds to go. Man, 45-yard field goal attempt here on 2nd and 10. That is the Giants' plan, to kick it here and then have to score. Already missed one from 47. Joseph kicks this one. And it's no good. And it's no good. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. A win's a win. They all count just the same. That feels phenomenal to have him shank that one. Just ekes out left of the uprights. Let's go. Let's go. Beautiful, beautiful day. What a night. What a night. Finally get a win. Oh, that feels great. Burrow's just going to kneel it out. We're at 43 seconds, so it's going to take one more. And then Craig Sandlin and I are going to be here to give you an immediate post-game reaction. So, as this clock ticks down, we're going to run this intro. But the Bengals defense had allowed 10-plus points in 75 straight games before tonight. That snaps the longest streak in the NFL. Great showing by the defense, a unit that most of this city had given up on, and a unit I'm sure we're going to talk a lot about here as we roll on. But folks, thank you so much for sticking with us. We're going to run this intro, and we have a great post-game show coming up for you.
Looking right around, Huntley, he reaches, oh, that ball's out, that's live! Back the other way, Sam Hubbard! The Cincinnati Kid! Hubbard's got a convoy! Chased by Andrews! At the 30, the 20, he will score!
To the end zone, down the field, and it is deflected, and gone! Touchdown! A.J. Green!
Over goes back to throw, men are coming late, looks right down the middle, there's Eddie Brown, he has it at the 35 to the 30, he may go, 10-5, touchdown!
Now the Bengals Super Bowl chances rest on his right foot. The kick is up. It is good!
Corey Dillon, he's gone. The knockout punch, you're looking at it. 65 yards.
And they're back to throw as the blitz is on. Goes long, intended for Collinsworth. He has it down to the 20, touchdown! And Chris Collinsworth.
Throwing the long ball. Deep down the field. Trap Johnson's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
Chase
It is no fluke. It is a fact. The Cincinnati Bengals are headed to Super Bowl 56. The play clock at 3. Shotgun snap. Carr throws into traffic. Intercepted. Jermaine Pratt has the football.
Yeah.
Coffin nails.
Bam, bam, bam. How about that?
There we go. Chatterbox Bengals, and finally a win. All I've ever wanted is a post-game show with Craig Sandlin following a Bengals win, and I finally get it. After all this time, it's finally here. Glad to be here after a win. It feels good. I got scared there for a minute. I was starting to believe that I was actually the curse. And now I get to ask you this question with the hopes of a great answer. Craig, how are you doing?
We're doing much better tonight.
Oh,
than
it
we
feels
have in
good.
the last 6 weeks, my friend. Oh man, it's crazy because it felt like a must win, and it was a game that coming in you were like, all right, this is a game where the Bengals really should dominate. Daniel Jones is not that great of a quarterback. Yeah. The Giants are going to be out. Several weapons out with Malik Neighbors out for a concussion. Devin Singletary ruled out. You knew that it was going to be a challenge offensively with this Giants front four that they have. It's weird. Like, I mean, first and foremost, obviously good to get a win and get back on the right track. I mean, the exciting part is the defense, right? I mean, holding the Giants to 7.
Right.
We're going to talk a little bit about missed opportunities and stuff like that over the course of this show. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you're back in the win column. You're 2 games back of a wild card spot behind the Steelers, who we still don't believe in. Justin Fields did not look great again today.
Right.
And so, all that matters is you get the win in the column, and that's what they did today.
That's right. 2-4 now. Obviously opening the season 1-4. Good to get back on track. A slightly easier schedule, at least on paper, for the next few weeks as the Bengals look to continue to salvage this season after digging themselves such a big hole. You go to Cleveland next week, who continues to look inept on offense, cannot do anything. And then the Eagles and Raiders at home before the second bout with the Baltimore Ravens. So certainly a chance here for the Bengals to hopefully keep some of this momentum. I mean, I guess that on and just keep winning. So before we get into the key players and everything else, thank you to everyone who's joining us here tonight. Make sure you like the stream and celebrate this Bengals win. But tonight, for the Bengals, certainly not exactly the stat lines we would expect from a Bengals win. I think all of us kind of unanimously expected if the Bengals were going to pull this one out and get back on the right side of things, it was going to be another big day from Joe Burrow, another big day from Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and the offense scoring 30 again, like we've come to expect. But that wasn't the case. The guys still did get their own, and they were able to make a difference in the game. Joe Burrow, 19 of 28 for 208 yards, 2 rushes for 57 yards and a touchdown, including a 47-yard touchdown run, which is the longest run of Joe Burrow's career. Chase Brown had 10 carries for 53 yards and a touchdown late in the game to ice it. Zach Moss, 6 carries, just 13 yards, and then 1 fumble at the end of the game. That certainly scared almost everybody. Jamar Chase, 5 catches and 72 yards, held pretty quiet in the first half, but able to wake up basically on just 1 possession for the Bengals there at the end of the game. T. Higgins caught all 7 of his targets, 477 yards, 11 yards a grab. Not much more you can ask for out of those guys. Obviously, the Bengals offense only scored 17 points, and that's something I want to get into here in a bit, but I think the thing that we need to start with is the thing that we've started every show with, but the other side, and it's the defense. We continue to kill the defense. I think if you look back at the post games of every single loss the Bengals have had so far this season, defense is right there at number 1, and it's always negative. We're always killing them. The pass rush is bad. The coverage is bad. This guy can't play. This guy needs a new sub off the bench. Well, today, the defense played good. And then a lot of people in the chat the entirety of the game were saying, well, it's the Giants. Let's calm down. Well, no. Because I've seen this defense allow everyone to move the ball like a hot knife through butter. I'm going to get excited when they stop anyone. I don't care who it is. The defense looked very, very good tonight. It was very reassuring to see a game where you really only allow 1 drive. I mean, the one time they got in the red zone, you force an interception right by Jermaine Pratt, and then a touchdown, a pretty methodical touchdown drive there towards the end of the game. But outside of that, the defense played great. Held Daniel Jones to just 200 yards passing, under 200 net when you include the sacks. Tyrone Tracy, just 2.9 yards on the ground rushing, was able to make a difference in the receiving game. But this Bengals defense looked really good, better than they have all year long. And it's against an offense that, I know the Giants aren't exactly a top of the league team, but they've been able to score some points. 29 points, last week against the Seahawks, 15 points against the Cowboys, 21 against the Browns, and then 18 points in a loss to the Commanders where they didn't have their quarterback or kicker. That's 3 touchdowns and 3 missed 2-point conversions. So this is an offense that has been able to get some production throughout this season, and the Bengals defense shut them down.
Well, the thing that stood out to me is that you have a fully healthy front four now. And so
Right.
The Bengals, for the first time, it felt like all season, were able to get consistent pressure on Daniel Jones. Obviously, you already touched on it, but the run defense significantly improved over the last 2 weeks. They held Derrick Henry to 50 yards in regulation. Again, tonight, Tyrone Tracy, 17 carries for only 50 yards. Those are 2 really good backs, and the Bengals front four really stepped up to the challenge. I felt like, certainly still some holes in the secondary a little bit that will continue to show themselves.
Right.
But I think when this front four can get pressure like they did tonight, it really opens up an opportunity where that secondary won't be gashed as much. We were seeing early on in the season where the secondary was getting beat deep time and time again.
That's right.
But now that the front four can get pressure, there's not enough time for those plays to develop the way that they were early on in this year. And so, you get Sheldon Rankins back. He made some plays that really stood out on tape to me early on. We talked about, other guys that got back last week that added to their defensive front, and BJ Hill tonight, I felt like, again, another standout performance from him, and just shows what he can bring on the pass rush side. And I think for the Bengals defense moving forward, the biggest thing is just going to be putting that quarterback under pressure and not allowing them to sit back there and pick apart the secondary, because I don't think that the secondary necessarily is much better. I just think that the front 7 and the front 4 got the pressure that enabled the secondary to kind of hold their men for long enough.
Yeah, and I think that's something that over the last few weeks we might not have given enough credit to, is the injuries and the lack of Sheldon Rankins and BJ Hill, and how the front office knew that this interior pass rush was going to be a problem, and they went out and got arguably the best interior pass rusher on the open market this offseason in Sheldon Rankins, and he wasn't playing, and we saw that continue to be an issue. And I felt like a lot of times, myself included, we're talking down on this defensive line and on this defense as a whole, and we hadn't even seen the whole group out there yet. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. It is just a game against the Giants, a team that I thought we were going to beat much more easily than we did. But I still think there was a lot of positives to take away from this game. And the main one for me, obviously, you already touched on Rankins, but the other big fella there in the middle, BJ Hill, going back to the team that drafted him, the New York Giants, and really making a difference in this game. I know Jermaine Pratt, if you look at the stat sheet, has the INT, but that one goes to BJ Hill, putting his head in the chest of Daniel Jones, firing that ball up in a wonky way, a limp duck, if you will, and Jermaine Pratt able to come down with it and really change the game there early with the Giants in the red zone. And they weren't ever really able to get anything going again until late in the game when they were able to capitalize for a touchdown. But man, BJ Hill really made a difference, and if we can get that level of play out of Hill and Rankins and Hendrickson this year, 2 sacks for Hendrickson today, if we can get that level of play out of those 3 guys for the rest of this year, this defense is going to be much better than we've seen through the first 5 weeks. And again, I'm not exactly banking on the offense scoring 17 points a whole lot more the rest of the year. So if this defense can find even a middle ground between this and the 35s of a few weeks ago, I'm going to be very optimistic about the way this team's trending.
Yeah, I was really hoping for one of those like old-fashioned just ass whoopings.
I know.
It's after 11 on the East Coast. I can say ass whoopings, right?
That's right.
I was really looking forward to coming on this show with like a 33-10 just beat down.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
But you know what? I think there's a lot of solace that can be taken in knowing that this defense can and has the ability to step up when needed. And again, it's the Giants. We'll take it for what it's worth. I thought the Giants probably left 9 points on the board and really changed the outcome of this game. They missed the 2 field goals on another deep drive. They went for it on 4th and 3, didn't get it on a nice play by DJ Turner on that diving pass breakup. So I thought that there were points that were left on the board by the Giants, but it was very clear that Brian Daboll, really from the end of the first half all the way through, was coaching at a different level. And, at the end of the day, the defense stepped up when it mattered. I felt like, I mentioned that DJ Turner pass breakup.
Right.
They got some big plays when it mattered. Pressures when it mattered, turnovers when it mattered. That, I want to make sure that we spend some time and call out the interception that Daniel Jones threw. I mean, that was a BJ Hill pressure that, hit Daniel Dimes as he was throwing it and made a really easy pick for Jermaine Pratt. So,
right.
It was an ugly game on both sides of the ball, if we're being honest. As we were going, I was highlighting all the mistakes by both sides. And it turns out that my Google Doc is more highlighted than not now at this point, it feels like. But at the end of the day, it's good to know that this defense has it in them. And like you said, the schedule coming up is not one where you're facing an overly difficult offense on paper. And so it gives you a little bit of faith going into this little stretch that you have here where we talked about it. I really want to see the Bengals go 5-0. I want to see them. Obviously, they took care of business tonight against the Giants. We've got the Browns next week. They are abysmal. Now, obviously, Nick Chubb gets back, so there will be some talk about the front seven again, but then the Eagles, who haven't looked great, the Raiders don't look great. And then it really comes down to that Ravens. I want to see a win in that game. I think it's necessary in order to get to where we want to be.
Right.
But this is a good momentum starter. We talk about in games where you kind of have to get a drive starter sometimes and you just get, pick up 4, 5, 6 yards just to kind of get something going. Zach Taylor did that a couple times tonight. Tonight felt like a drive starter. We got the easy win, and now we move forward. We've got 4 more quote unquote downs that we need to win. And it starts next week with the Cleveland Browns, a place that this Cincinnati team hasn't won in a very long time.
That's right. 2 good chat stats before we move on. Love when the chat contributes. This one from whoever's voicing behind the Chatterbox account right now. But the first road Sunday night win for the Bengals since 1992. Long time since the Bengals have picked up a road Sunday night win, and Joe Burrow able to do it there. I saw a stat earlier this week that the Bengals have only ever had 4 Sunday night wins in the history of their franchise. All 4 of those
they were one
with Joe Burrow.
Yeah, they were 1-9 in their last 10 Sunday night football games. And,
very nice.
Yeah, so it was good to get off the snide there. We talked about it on Thursday night. I know you were busy hobsnobbing it up with the offensive line, but Cincinnati coming into this game 1 for 9 in its last 10 Sunday night football games. Burrow was 1-1. Daniel Jones 1-14 coming into tonight in primetime games overall. He falls to 1-15 now. There was a lot of talk in this offseason about the Giants replacing Daniel Jones. He's had some highlights for sure, but he doesn't necessarily look like a quarterback ready to challenge for a playoff spot for sure.
Daniel Jones has an impressive way of how do I say this, stinking really bad for a long time and then getting to the last possible point when they can cut him and being fine. And then you just can't move on. I mean, how ready were Giants fans and Giants brass seemingly to move on from Daniel Jones before that magical playoff win against the Vikings a few years ago? And then you extend him, and now we're talking about 2 years, and you can get rid of the last 2 on his contract. And now he's putting together a pretty decent season, at least up until tonight. Statistically, still a fine game tonight on all accounts. But funny that he's seemingly playing his way back into the conversation of being the Giants starter next year when that was all the way out the window in the preseason. But the last chat stat I have for us here is from our friend Rick S. And it was voided at the end of the game by the Chase Brown touchdown, but still an interesting stat nonetheless. The Bengals are 1-166 in games scoring 10 points or less. Tonight would have potentially been win number 2 had Chase Brown not punched in that late touchdown. But just funny to think that in the history of this franchise, never really been able to have success in low-scoring games, it seems.
Well, I mean, the defense hasn't been good enough to
Right.
to win low scoring games, right? So it doesn't necessarily surprise me. There were moments that I still, think that the defense didn't necessarily step up. I mean, there was let's see, when was this? This was right after halftime. The Giants went on that long drive, 16 plays, 79 yards, on it was fourth down and short. I don't remember exactly what it was. And Tracy got the carry and Joseph Asai met him in the backfield and probably could have taken him down for a loss, but Tracy slipped through the tackle, and missed tackles has been a storyline for this entire season. Zach Moss fumbles as he's going in towards the end zone. Mistakes after mistakes. So definitely some things to clean up, but I think at the end of the day, you take the win and you move on. And anytime you win in the National Football League is a good day. So,
Right.
Rest up and get ready for Cleveland.
And I think that's the main takeaway, especially with where this team's at right now, is wins are wins, and that's what we're focused on at this point. But with how much the defense has struggled all year, obviously a great night tonight, and that's what we like to highlight first. There was a little bit of cause for concern, at least on my end, with the offense puttering as much as they did tonight. Just 17 points against the Giants defense that I know has an elite pass rush, the most sacks out of any NFL team, and that's certainly not going to change after tonight. They were able to get after Joe Burrow and cause a lot of problems, but just 17 points for this offense. Joe Burrow really struggled outside of a few big plays, and then a major touchdown run, a 50-yard touchdown run on a blown coverage that allowed the Bengals to score early in the game and was their only score for the vast majority of the game. So certainly not what we've come to expect out of the 2024 Bengals. Seemed like a little bit of a Freaky Friday situation with the offense and defense switching roles today, but hopefully the offense can just bounce back at the end of the day after a win. I'm not going to spend too much time dwelling on the side of the ball I have the most faith in. Joe Burrow's 19 of 28 for 208 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. That's fine. I mean, that's certainly not what you've come to expect out of Joe Burrow, but that's good football. That can win football games, so that's okay. But I certainly worry about this defense because we're not going to get a whole lot of 7-point games. And when you don't get 7-point games, these stat lines don't result in wins. And for this Bengals team to sneak into the playoffs and keep any kind of hopes alive, sitting at 2-4 now, you're going to have to win a lot of games. The vast majority of your remaining games, you're going to have to come out on top. Every game you're favored in, you're going to have to win, and you're probably going to have to upset a team or two. So you're not going to be able to have games where the offense and defense both have slow days. And luckily today, the defense played one of their best games of the season when the offense decided to take one off. But I don't know how many more opportunities we're going to have when one side of the ball can take the day off and we still be okay. I mean, that's basically what happened against the Ravens. One side of the ball took the day off. And that was too good of a football team that we weren't able to overcome it and get the win. I think if you're playing someone much better than the Giants, the Bengals lose today, and it's because of the offense. And that's not something that's okay with this Bengals team. You can't have games that are relying on the offense to figure it out. The offense needs to be figured out so that every Sunday we sit here and hold our breath about the defense. We're supposed to have one of these things taken care of. And today, to see that falter a little bit, I'm not going to get too worked up about it, but definitely not the best thing to see, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can both agree that most games, this defense is not good enough to sustain an offensive result of punt, fumble. So, that 6-drive little streak there from the second drive of the game all the way through the first drive of the second quarter, definitely not good enough. And when I look back on it again, I talked about it earlier, it's really about mistakes, right? So we've got the Zach Moss fumble. The next drive, Joe Burrow with that intentional grounding where he lost 14 yards on first down and immediately sets them behind the marker there. The next drive, Jamar Chase drops what should have been a first down ball. The Bengals ended up having to punt. The next drive, Azeez Ojulari picks up 2 sacks on Joe Burrow. They have to punt again. The next drive, Zach Moss fumbles again. It just, the list goes on about mistakes. And then the next drive, Chase Brown TD gets called back because of the hold, whether you agree with the hold or not, on Cordell Volson. So, it's just time and time again where they're just kind of shooting themselves in the foot. And the other thing that I'm interested to watch the film on is I do not understand some of the blocking schemes that were called tonight by Zach Taylor.
Right.
I'm sure you talked about it during the broadcast, but there were multiple plays where they had Brown pulling around and leaving Gesicki one-on-one with Brian Burns.
Mike Gesicki on Brian Burns is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. The dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Brian Burns going against O linemen is second in the NFL in time to pressure at 2.19 seconds with 14 pressures and 3 sacks on the year. I guarantee you, if you put him up against a tight end, he's going to do that every single time. And he showed it tonight. The
other thing I don't understand about that is you have 2 other tight ends on the roster who are exponentially better blockers than Mike Gesicki. If you are going to run that kind of play where Gesicki had no intention of running a route, he was blocking, why do you not use Eric All or Drew Sample and at least give the play a chance to work? Still not thrilled about the philosophy of Brian Burns against a Drew Sample or an Eric All, but certainly gives the Bengals a better chance to operate some kind of play and not just have it blown up right from the start.
Well, at least 3 of them that I could remember, Brian Burns was lined up over or inside of Orlando Brown. And so it's not even like he was lined up outside and Gesicki should have had a path to him and it just went by him. Like, literally, Brian Burns just had a straight path to the backfield with nobody trying to block him. And it just, it's just never going to work on a guy of his talent. There's a reason that the Giants went out and signed Brian. Did they sign him or trade for him? I don't remember. Nonetheless, they went out and got Brian Burns at a heavy price tag and then extended him afterwards. Like, that can't happen. I mean, and again, that just goes back to play calling, Joe Burrow pre-snap reads, like something has to happen in those situations where they recognize that and say, this isn't going to work. We got to get out of that.
That's right. And I think that's the thing right now is the Bengals are trying to figure out how exactly to most efficiently operate this offense. And a thing I think they've started to rely on a lot is having one of the best offensive lines in football. Because all season this season so far through the first 5 weeks, Joe Burrow has been upright, that jersey has been clean, and the offensive line has been playing at an incredibly high level. Orlando Brown had been one of the best offensive linemen in every metric in football so far this year. Alex Kappa had been putting together a career season. Amarius Mims had showed promise through his first few starts. But today, it seemed like a massive step back. Obviously, the Giants, a very, very good team when it comes to pass rush, leading the NFL in sacks coming into tonight. That's certainly not going to change after tonight. They were able to make Joe Burrow's life hell. He was sacked 4 times for a loss of 25, and it felt a lot worse than that. There was consistently pressure in his face. He was consistently running for his life. Plenty of plays that were true old vintage wow Joe Burrow plays, and that's because we were back to the old vintage lack of blocking by the offensive line, the quick pressures that almost immediately got home and forced Joe Burrow to play off of his heels and not off of his toes. And I think that's why we saw a lot of, I don't want to say fear, but I guess anxiousness from Joe Burrow and having to operate so quickly. I think by the time the game progressed on, we saw a quarterback that had no faith that he was going to have time in the pocket. We saw a quarterback who thought he had 1 read, 2 read, gone, or he's going to get hit. We saw him get hit hard multiple times. And I don't care how great a quarterback you are, how great your brain is as a competitive athlete, that's going to get in your head at some point. And you're not going to be able to overcome that when you're standing in the pocket. Getting abused back there is going to cause a problem. That's why we always talk about that Tennessee Titans playoff game as one of the most impressive games of all time. Because Joe Burrow was brutalized for 60 minutes and was able to still lead his team to a win. I thought those days were behind us, but after tonight, I might not be so sure. If we play elite pass rushing teams, this offensive line scared me for the first time tonight because I was really, really optimistic in this group, and I thought they had really figured something out and had taken a step to being one of the best groups in the league. But alas, that might not be the case when matched up with top shelf talent.
Well, we knew it was going to be a battle of the trenches, and quite frankly, the Bengals defensively won the battle of the trenches. Yeah. And the Giants defensively won the battle of the trenches. And initial PFF grades on the offensive line are not pretty, Jacob. I'm sure this isn't going to come as a surprise to you, but the 2 guards both graded below a 58. Ted Karras, 66.5. Amarius Mims, 64.9. Orlando Brown Jr., 64.8. Cordell Volson, 57.1. And Alex Kappa, 49.0 on the initial PFF grades. And quite frankly, it just kind of confirms what we already thought we knew based on what we saw during the game. I don't think any of that is a surprise. But at the end of the day, when you're facing a front four like the Giants have, and you're going up against, a Browns defense next week that's pretty good historically, the offensive line is going to have to step up, or Zach Taylor is going to have to design plays in a better way that set them up for wins versus leaving Mike Gesicki one-on-one with Brian Burns.
Right, and I think at the end of the day, most of us have faith in the tackles, and where a lot of our fear comes into play with this offensive line is the middle, the Karras, Kappa, Volson trio in the middle. And at the end of the day, you're not going to play a lot of interior pass rushers. And let me take that back. You're not going to play any interior pass rushers that are anywhere close to Dexter Lawrence the rest of the year. He is the best in the league, and he's on a different level from everyone else. So he was able to terrorize this game, absolutely. Outlier. The problems he was going to be able to cause, outlier. My issue from this game is Brian Burns, because we're going to go in the AFC North. We're going to play the Browns twice. We're going to play the Steelers twice. They have Myles Garrett. They have TJ Watt. If you can't beat the dominant edge rusher, the one dominant edge rusher, if you can't take care of him, you're going to struggle against those teams. I don't care about Deshaun Watson and Justin Fields playing quarterback. We signed Orlando Brown to erase one edge rusher a game. Tonight, he didn't do that. For the entirety of the season up until this point, he has. So I still have a lot of faith in this offensive line. But like you said, both of those tackles grades being in the 60s, that's just not going to cut it. And I know, PFF, whatever. Watch the game. You can see that they didn't play well tonight. I mean, the offensive line was abysmal. And it's something that I didn't think I was going to have to say on this show after the first 5 weeks. I thought this was a position group that was a massive strength of this team. And I still think it might be, but I'm gonna put this to the side just because of how good this Giants defensive line is, but definitely something that I'm gonna be keeping an eye on as the season progresses.
Well, the other thing that I want to talk about is, again, not to pile on certain people, but from the very get-go, it didn't feel like Zach Taylor was doing anything to neutralize that Giants rush.
Yeah,
we talked about it during the week about wanting to set it up through runs, or people on social media were calling for draw plays or screen passes. Do something to try and slow down that Giants rush. And I didn't feel like they ever did that. They didn't double guys. They didn't try to do quick passes. They didn't do anything that really gave me hope that Zach Taylor was going to neutralize that Giants rush. And so throughout the entire game, the Giants front four could really just go without having to worry about whether or not the defense was going to get there. Like, it just felt like over and over again, Zach Taylor continued to put Joe Burrow in a position where, he's having to throw deep balls, or he's trying to find guys down the field, when in reality, at the end of the day, Zach Taylor should have spent more time early on the run game, on those quick passes, crossing routes, screen passes, all those things. The one thing that went well for the Bengals early on was the Joe Burrow 47-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, where
that was a play where the Giants were in man coverage. The Giants lost contain, and Joe Burrow was able to run basically unadulterated for 47 yards. But other than that, they didn't really do a whole lot. Meanwhile, the Giants, to try and neutralize the Bengals D rush, they were running Daniel Dimes draw plays. They were running draw plays to Tracy. They were hitting quick crossing routes. They were hitting screen passes. They were doing all the things that you would expect to do against a front four that gets pressure. And it just didn't happen on the Bengals front four or offensive side of the ball. And that's something that continues to just be a talking point over and over and over again, where Zach Taylor doesn't necessarily seem to have a strategic game plan to neutralize a defensive strength. And tonight was yet again another example of that.
That's right. Before we move on, we've got to make sure we can't miss it. Our dear friend Michael Rolfe dropping a big one in the chat, $50 super chat from the big man Mike Rolfe. I wish the next two games were the Browns 08 and Bears. Death to the national media narrative of Caleb Williams' love. is the mojo back? Wild ride. Tonight reminded me of 2021. Bengals with defense dragging the O across the finish line. Good work, gents. Big time thank you, Michael Rolfe. We appreciate all the support. He's always reliable to be in here and causing some kind of ruckus. So big time shout out to Michael Rolfe. And shout out to everyone else who's in here and joining us here late night, 11:45 on the East Coast, and we got over 100 people in here joining us post-game. So that's phenomenal. Great news. Bengals get the win, 17-7 in MetLife. Sunday Night Football woes on pause for a minute. Bengals primetime woes on pause for a minute. The team able to get the win. I'm able to get my first win of the year, and I think that's the biggest takeaway from this. You can nitpick and go through everything of the game, and the protection was bad, and the offense only scored 17 points, and that's what we just did for basically a half hour. But at the end of the day, the Bengals beat an NFL team, and they've only done that once so far this year, and I don't even know for sure if you can call the Panthers an NFL team. So this is the first real win for this Bengals team, and it looked like a football game. It wasn't just going out there and trying to score more than your opponent on every single drive. And I know, 17-7 or 38-35, what's the difference? It's one side of the ball playing elite and the other side of the ball not. But at the end of the day, this just feels like it's a little bit more replicable. I'm a little bit more optimistic about it. I can grab more from a 17-7 win where Joe Burrow and the offense didn't look great than if the Bengals would have went in there and done the same thing they did against Carolina. I think that's where I'm at right now. This is the best case scenario short of a 40-0 blowout. Like this is everything I wanted to see for the Bengals, being able to overcome and win a game where the offense doesn't score 30. Because honestly, before this game kicked off about 7 o'clock tonight, if you would have asked me, can the Bengals score or win a football game where the offense scores less than 20 points? That would have been a resounding no. I thought there would have been no chance. I thought a 3-touchdown minimum for the opposing offense against this defense. But they shaped up today. They only allowed 7 points. They forced a red zone turnover. They played good football. And I think at the end of the day, that's what all of us wanted to hold on to at some point this season, was a hope that this defense could get to a point where we could be competitive. And sitting at 2-4 now, 1-4 after the first 5 weeks, it's going to be hard to get back into the mix. You're going to have to do a lot of things. You're going to have to go on another historic win streak like we have before. But I think with the defense showing growth like they did tonight, and all of us still knowing what the offense can do when they're on, this is as optimistic as I've been about this team since the start of the year. I think that Chiefs game helped because obviously after the Patriots game, we all kind of chalked that up to just a week one slow start, and then to go toe-to-toe with the two-time defending champions, that made us all feel pretty good. And then to turn around and get our teeth kicked in by the Commanders, we were all back off the boat. But after tonight, this is about as back in as I can be without being back in, because I said I wouldn't be back in unless we were 5-5 after week 10. So I'm not back in. But the defense is doing their job so far to get me there.
Of course you are.
Who could have seen it coming?
Who could have seen it coming? Look, the couple of things that as I'm kind of scrolling through social media that stand out that I think are worth mentioning real quick. First, Trey Hendrickson absolutely dominated tonight. Average distance to the passer on passing plays 3.41 yards on the night. As you guys know, league average 4.57 yards. So he was absolutely dominating all night. And then I think important update that is worth mentioning. Joe Burrow in his post-game press conference said that he just got the wind knocked out of him. That's why he went to the blue tent, but that the sideline doctors also decided he needed to be evaluated for concussion, which obviously since he returned, he passed. So good news on that front as well. And like you mentioned, the Bengals open as 5.5-point favorites now, heading to Cleveland next week, where they haven't won since 2017. 5.5 points, and you haven't won there since 2017 is a big line. And Nick Chubb expected to return for the Browns.
Yeah, a big addition for the Browns. We know how much he means to that Browns team, and it's not that long ago that we were dreading playing Derrick Henry because we didn't know what this run defense was going to be able to do against an elite running back. And obviously it's a little different. Nick Chubb, first game off of injury, probably not going to be a full Nick Chubb that we've come to be afraid of over the last few years, but still very, very scary. In addition to that Browns offense that could make them look more competent, and the defense and special teams look all right there. So if they can figure out the quarterback position and the rest of that offense, I think that football team's going to be okay. But hopefully not next week. Kevin Stefanski did confirm after this week that Jameis Winston would remain on the bench, that they're going to stick with Deshaun Watson next week against the Bengals. So a big win for Bengals fans everywhere, getting to go up against Deshaun Watson, because currently he ranks as the 737th quarterback of all time, according to EPA. That's last since they started tracking the statistics. So fun one for Bengals fans. Hopefully the defense can get another boost and shut out that Browns offense. But no jokes up there on the defensive line, Myles Garrett and Zarius Smith. So going to have to step it up on protection as well.
Yeah, the Browns, first team in 10 years to score under 20 points in each of its first 6 games of the season.
That's right.
Have only scored once in their last 29 drives. A good buddy of mine who is a Cleveland Browns fan sent me this text today, for those of you that are interested. Deshaun Watson plays like the ball is waterlogged and weighs 5 pounds more than it should.
That's good analysis. That's good analysis.
That's what we got going up.
I like that.
But look, Nick Chubb is, when healthy, one of the best running backs in the NFL. And
that's right.
I know that he's been out for a long time with that ACL, but this is another big challenge for that defense to really step up and have an opportunity to show that tonight's outing against the Giants was not a fluke. And if we can go into Cleveland and put up a similar performance against Deshaun Watson and Nick Chubb, I'll feel a lot better going into that Philadelphia Eagles matchup. And obviously after that, the Raiders and Ravens. And then you get, after that Raiders game, you've got the Ravens, Chargers, Steelers, all who really pound the rock. So This is the opportunity to really show that you are for real.
The thing about a 1-4 start is when you win a must-win game, you just move on to another must-win game. At some point, I hope we can get to a level where we win a must-win game and we can kind of exhale for a week. But that's not happening this season. Dug ourselves too big of a hole. Every game the rest of the way out is must-win. And the rest of the way out, Craig and I will be here to take you through every single one. So thank you to everyone who joined us tonight. Before you get out of here, make sure to like the stream. Big time Houday. Feels great to get a win. Oh, buzzer beater. 1999 from our dear friend Michael Rolfe. I'm trying to go to bed and he's keeping us active. Might have been the best case scenario for this team going forward. Defense gains confidence. Burrow is pissed in the post-game presser, and this team needs the offense running on all cylinders in Cleveland next week. Must beat the Browns. There we go. Minor spelling error, but at 11:52 p.m., I'm able to get through it. That's big league stuff right there. But thank you, Michael Rolfe, for all the support. Thank you to everyone else in the chat who hung out with me all night tonight watching that game and then joined Craig and I for the post-game. Before you get out of here, make sure you like the stream. Big time Houday. And we will be back Tuesday at 6 p.m. for your weekly Chatterbox Bengals. Thank you to everyone who joined us today. We'll see you guys next time.